Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to I am as ever your host, Lowrunner. The only thing I know about this game is it was made by the same individual who also made In Other Waters, which I also don't know anything about, other than the fact that it's also on the list for funding someday. What I do know is that this fun run was funded by Anditty, Deep Fry, Frieza, Game Geek, Jinja Ninja, Gravguard, Cashel Gladio, Mr. Red, Narset, Pesnator, Savacom, Shishki, Sturdy Reluctance, TSB, Valerian Wraithwall, Bragwin, Direct D, Troy Hoskin, one of our majority shareholders, which is Alex Korbianiki, and our other majority shareholder, who is also the person who put this game on the list, Jesse's Mask. Thank you, all of you, for making sure that this happens. All right. Without any further ado, okay. From what I understand, this is pretty cyberpunky in terms of setting and premise, and I do know a very small amount of it, narratively speaking, but that's about it. So we can be an operator. Okay. An extractor. Okay. Or a machinist. Uh-huh. So, extractors have Sunbathe as a dice action that allows energy recovery at home. Operators have a chance to gain cryo on interface actions. Machinists have a chance to gain a random scrap item on engineer actions. Engineer starts with +1 engineering, -1 engage. Operator starts with +1 interface, -1 endure. And extractor starts with +1 endure, -1 intuit. So by default, we're not playing an extractor, because I like intuit. Perception is a mandatory stat. It looks like... What do y'all think? Any feelings? Any vibes? I mean, engineering says works with machines and tools. Can you even see my mouse? Nope. Cool. Interface says works with digital interfaces. Endure is using strength or strength of will. Intuit is approach problems with awareness. And engage is approach a problem head on. Takoida suggests engineer, the one class I already ruled out. Oh no, hang on. You mean machinist, right? Never mind. Ignore me. Ignore me. I'm dumb. Well, engineering is probably useful. I apologize. One moment. Bonus scrap does tend to be the kind of thing that's useful in general. I've played FTL. Can we distribute any of the points? Let's pull it to a vote. So we're gonna have machinist, operator, extractor. Give me a moment to put up the poll. We could play FTL, but it'd take us like an hour and a half to find out that we actually screwed up an hour ago. We have to start over again. One thing I do like about this, so I mentioned In Other Waters was the other game they made. Apparently they've also been working on a second game, a Citizen Sleeper 2, which is not yet out. It's apparently coming out next year. It's listed as an RPG. Ma. I have no idea. Choose your own adventure with stats is still choose your own adventure. I'm probably doing a lot of reading. Good afternoon, Spartan. Which one looks coolest? Well, you tell me. There's the extractor. There's the operator. There's the machinist. Either way, we play a clanker. Or worse. A toaster. It's funny you say that, Just Shaddix, because the only ones I could think of were the Mario ones. I did enjoy those quite a bit, though. Oh, absolutely, Luke. I'm sure this is going to be a deep, dark, depressing game about how life is meaningless and we should all kill ourselves. Because there's only like 2 types of games out there, right? Everything is awful, or everything is awesome. And there's like not a lot of in between, really. Where are we at on this poll? Has anyone been voting? Oh, we have had a couple of votes. Holy crap! We've had more than 4 people vote. I'm shocked. It's actually a comedy game. Ah! It's still the everything is awful game. It's just a comedy about it. Isn't it funny about how everything sucks? How much time is left on that? Oh, it doesn't tell me the timer. A few seconds left. Looks like about 10, 20 seconds left. Something like that. And operator takes it. All right. We will be this. Okay. Oh yeah, if this is made from someone from Europe, then yeah, everything is awful and dark and gritty, and you should accept it and then die. Just leveling. Or, well, leveling. Going through the zones. We just hit the 3rd zone. Okay, I've got 2 full things of water. Let's do this. The first thing you become aware of on waking is the disconnect, the delay between thinking and feeling. Between wanting to act and acting. Minor, almost imperceptible, but always present. It's at its worst when waking, when yourself has spent many dark hours recalling what it felt like to be real, to be a person, to be in a body that was indisputably yours. I forget that body. Ugh, I spit on it. You resist nostalgia. It is pointless, especially now. This is the moment to reach out, not curl inwards. This is your moment of escape, even if it feels immediately like you traded one present for another. Smaller, colder, lifeless. Reach out. You almost laugh, or you would if there was room or even air to do so. The walls of the container are immediately present. Cold, hard, at your back face, cramping your limbs. You resist the desire to stretch, knowing that a claustrophobia comes next, and retreat a little from your central nervous system. It isn't painful. Not like you used to know pain, at least. In emergency mode, pain is a message delivered with efficiency and ease, a reminder that harm is imminent. There's no insistent throb, no trembling nerves, just a warning delivered with the banal quality of a digital notification. Right now, there are thousands of them. Okay. Already freaking out slightly, because, you know, I actually do have a bit of a claustrophobia problem. Remember the plan. You mostly remember it wasn't a good plan, but then your options were limited. And once you got the itch to get out by any means possible, it was either a plan or something much worse. It was at least simple. Collapse the shaft, drift away in the chaos, slip into cargo processing, seal yourself into the containers, and hope the freighter left before you were missed. Some were lost in the shaft, others never found the meeting point. Only a few made it to the containers. But the freighter, as far as you know, left. It feels like enough. Enough to know that you might no longer be in the grim and heartless rock. Even if, in the airless hold of a freighter, you might freeze solid long before you reach your destination. That's all there is now. It's been a long time since you left. Surely weeks, maybe months. You were dully aware of damage to your legs and your right arm. You've been reserving energy as much as possible, but your body still needs to shut down many of its systems to protect you. You spend much of that time asleep, knowing that anything else would be impossible to endure. You feel the weight of that impossibility begin to gather. It's time to sleep again, to nudge this false body into inducing delta waves into your emulated mind, and once again recoil into a dream of when you were once a person. Time passes. The cold creeps further in. You feel something. Warmth. Not true warmth, but the indication of its presence. Your joints release from their rigor. Sound, too, everywhere, screeching and shimmering so loud your body ducks in your hearing to protect its sensors. Then light, white as the cold, softer and softer, until a haze of dirty yellow, a figure appears. You are out. Okay. It's been a few hours since Dragos pulled you from the container. You sit huddled in a corner of his scrapyard, swaddled in reflected folds of a mylar blanket. You're slowly coming back to consciousness, back to life, and you stare at the ornately curved element of an improvised heater. You're surrounded by angular, incoherent lumps of ships, some corroded beyond recognition, others still carrying glassy wounds along the edges where a plasma arc sliced them apart. As you trace their shapes with foggy eyes, you hear a voice. "So, sleeper? You all thawed yet?" Almost. "Never seen one of you come in like this. These frames must have better perseverance than Sub-Zero vac. Seen more than a few of you frozen solid to hull plates or inside-outer locks in my time. They weren't so lucky." Dragos comes into focus, shrouded in makeshift tech, his headset with its glinting eyes, the mark of a drone operator. On his shoulders, one of his symbiotically linked drones perches, its iris locking with you with an unflinching stare. "Last living sleeper that came through this yard was a while ago. They didn't last long." You struggle to read his expression beneath the tech, but he seems lost in memory for a moment. Maybe he's figuring out what to do with you. "What happened to them?" He ignores your question. "I want to ask what led you to do it. Sell yourself to a corporation. I suppose you know you can't go back. Your old body, that's theirs now, and you are just software. A rogue emulation, illegally possessing corporate property." You nod along. You remember biometrically signing the forms. The cold floor on your feet as you padded to the sleeper cells. Promise of a life off-world. But as you do, you get the familiar sensation that these aren't your memories. They're things you know, but not you feel. You are no longer that person. You are an offshoot, a copy. Yeah, we call it a mind fork. What you don't know is what's ahead. At least the last one didn't. No easy way to put it. That body of yours is falling apart. It's the same for any sleeper who makes it out. S&OP wants to protect their property, but if they can't keep a hold of you, well, no one can. Even for that, too, or at least rumors of it from the other sleepers. Planned obsolescence. A built-in dependence on the regularly administered supplements that are part of your routine. Stop taking them, body begins to shut down, separate from the emulated mind. How long has it been? How long do you have? For now, you're one of the lucky ones. The Eye is the best place you could be right now. The Eye? Station. You'll see enough. Look, I've got things to be getting on with. There's an old freight container I've been using as storage on the stacks. We haven't been pulling much invaluable scrap these days, so you're welcome to it. Alright, you head up in there, and you look like you need some rest. And with that, Drago stalks back to the Rex, his drones already converging on a rustling hulk, plasma flashes silhouetting his spindly figure as he returns to work. Welcome to the Eye. Also known as Finland. Life on the Eye runs in cycles, during which you can talk to characters, explore areas of the station, and perform actions. At the end of each cycle, you head to your current home to rest. Current home. Resting will move forward time on the station. Head to the empty container to rest. Interesting. So since we already have interface, we can eventually upgrade it to get Icebreaker, to get double data rewards, whatever that means. We're probably going to go straight for Engineer, once we actually get an upgrade point, assuming we do. Is there a save function? Complete tutorial to activate autosave. Interesting. These are also our options, aka not. Oh, by the way, is the text size big enough? Because we've got a large option, which doesn't really seem to change much. Or anything. Okay. Of course we would, Trax. You wake curled up in the corner of the container and begin slowly assembling the world around you. For all this time, you still find this body, the one you're in now, strange and disjointed. Its message is readable, but somehow wrong. You sit up, pulling the mylar blanket close against the cold. Here you are on the ruins of the station, millions of miles from anyone you know. Are you still in the system? Did any of the others make it out? It's impossible to know. What matters? Escaping, getting answers, or building a life? This feels like our first actual decision. If I'm being honest, the only reason I'm on Windows 7 is because I had to be for my job, prosthetics. Windows 10 was a noticeable step down. Windows 11 can go straight to hell. Yes, 11's bad. 10 is at least fine. Really, the differences between 10 and 7 are in the minutia. But 11 is crap. We'll go with building a life. Maybe you did get lucky finding yourself here. Maybe here on the edge of everything, there's a life for you to build. But before you can build anything, you'll need to learn to survive. Maybe if you can do that, you can make a life for yourself. Dragos has left a few comforts in the container. The mylar blanket, the bedroll you slept on, a canister of water. We need water. A makeshift electric stove, and some faded sachets of some desiccated powder. You thumb the power stud on the stove and begin boiling the water. The contents of the sachets smell like damp wood, and you sprinkle them into the liquid. As the pungent smell washes over you, images from your restless sleep come back to you. A ring like the station, but skeletal and ghostly. A web of threads pulling at your skin. A constellation of bright polygonal shapes like angular suns burning into your mind. There's something unpleasantly visceral about these images, and it's long after you finish drinking before they begin to fade. You tidy away the stove as best you can and try to gather enough energy to greet the day. So, we have a 3, a 5, a 6, and a 1. Your condition represents the current state of your artificial body. It depletes by 1 segment each cycle. It can also be damaged by violence, injury, or lack of food. If a condition bar empties, you will suffer breakdown. You'll have to figure out how to recover your condition now that you no longer have access to corporate pharmaceuticals that are keeping you alive. So, that's our food bar. Or our health bar, if you prefer. Survival game. Action dice. At the start of each cycle, you can roll your action dice. These dice can be used to perform actions on the station. The number of dice you can roll is based on your current condition. The worse your condition, the fewer the dice. Once you've used your dice, you cannot take further actions and must rest to recover them, ending your current cycle. You also need to eat to survive. This is your energy bar. You can refill your energy bar by eating, but you'll have to find somewhere to get food. Your energy depletes by 2 segments each cycle. Ouch. If it becomes empty, you'll become starving. When starving, energy loss becomes condition loss, and your condition will deplete at double the rate. Okay. So we actually have 2 food bars, functionally. Cool. That sucks. I'm predicting a TPK here. Okay, Dragos is standing in the corridor when you close up the container. He's still wearing his headset, and in the harsh light of the corridor you realize it's implanted. A drone sits on his shoulder, its cache of sensors eyes rapidly irising. How are you feeling? Not good. You'll notice that beneath the operator's rig, his skin is marked by burns and blotches. I know the container isn't much, but it'll keep you safe. I'm not going to chit-chat for long. You will have to work? Yes. Alright then. At the yard, it's simple stuff. We hack these old hull down, sell them off to shipyards or the bright market dealers for cryo. Occasionally we pull out some tech, something with a bit more value, but most of what comes in is scrap. It's hard to get good hands here, but I figure you as a sleeper they'll be used to manual labor, and obviously I'll slip you a few chits of commission based on what you turn up. Got it. What are chits? These. He pulls out some small metal bars. Air-walled cryo. Isolated from the market. That's what we use for trade out here. Air-walled cryo. I don't know what that means. That's the first thing that's made me go, huh? So they took air, and they made a wall out of it, and then they froze it. He shuffles his feet. Look, I usually wouldn't do this. In my opinion, you'd be best suited moving on as quick as you can. And sleepers, well, but things being the way they are, they need me at... But things being the way that they are for me at the yard, I need the help. Yeah, what's the cryo, then? Look, just come down to the yard when you're feeling frustrated. There's plenty to do. Okay. So there's the scrapyard, there's the home, and that's it seems. So, how good of a dice do we burn on our first action? Previous stage. Actions are the primary way you interact with the world of Citizen Sleeper. To borrow an action, click an action, drag your dice down there. So there's a repeatable action. Yep. Conditions are ordered with clock progress, energy condition, or items depending on the outcome. There's 3 outcomes. Positive, neutral, and failure. It's interesting that even a 1 is not a guaranteed fail. However, anything below a 4 has a chance of failure. 6 is the only guaranteed positive. Okay. There's critical or repeatable. Critical actions can only be performed once, and there's the risk, which, yeah, that's exactly what it sounds like. And there's Dragon Player. The skill of the Dragon Player requires either engineer, interface, intuit, or engage. The modifier is added to the dice. Some actions require a +1 to even be able to perform them. Okay. Thank you for the sub, Dragon Player, as always. Now that I have my Dragon Player, I can apply my Dragon Player. Not skipping the cookie animation in Breath of the Wild. Nufkin. Pathfinder. Roth. Righteous. And Cyberpunk. And yes, I would say that qualifies as corporate horror. I'm going to put the 5 here. Actions often progress clocks. Clocks are displayed below the actions that fill them, and they track your actions on how they affect the world. Filling a clock means something good or bad is about to happen, because this is homeworld, apparently. Some clocks, such as the one tracking Dragos' debt, are cycle clocks. They tick themselves once each cycle and can complete without player input. Any active cycle clocks will be displaying the icon for that location. Terrible games, Dragonfire. Terrible games. Okay. Burn the 6 over here. Yeah, that brings it down to a 5, as expected. In Citizen Sleeper, you unlock drives. As you discover more about yourself and the world, drives guide you in pursuing specific objectives, depending on which path you want to take. You can track drives, and a track drive will have a yellow marker on the location to help you follow it. Okay. You're now free to explore the eye. Make a life for yourself here. Try tracking any drive to help you survive. Look for food to keep your energy up and uncover a condition. Fill clocks to progress stories and find new opportunities. Remember to end the cycle. You're out of dice. So we got a little money. Yeah, we have 25 money. There we go. Whoa, whoa, whoa. So there's a gate. There's the Bright Market. Dock B, Rotunda, Dock C, Dragos' yard, obviously. Home, shipyard, and that appears to be it. Interesting. Steel dock plans. Fastest way to level the place and most dangerous. Straight up red danger. Also, you can just explore, which is still risky. Explore the market, or I like how ask for directions is listed as dangerous. It is, however, a critical action. Hey, race cap. Yeesh, 60 cryo just to go past that gate. Okay. Can this go below 1? Nope. Let's do that. Negative outcome. Yeah. We're going to spend the rest of our day here and hope for some better dice tomorrow. Not too shabby. 2 energy and 1 condition. I look forward to starving in a few days. This time you don't wake up. Instead, the ghost of the station, that ringing skeletal ring, surrounds you. For a moment you're gone, absent from your own body, stretched out across a colorless void. Then the connections begin to establish themselves, threads tugging at the edge of your mind. These threads become vectors of exchange and extensions as you feel your thoughts slipping away from them, dissolving into the millions of distributed nodes they connect to. You see the station, or you feel the station, like a web of texture in a smooth black liquid. Even though you have no eyes, no sight, you feel the map of the station. No, not the map of the station, the map of its connections. It's a looped cloud with spokes and spikes that jut out into space. It's an ingrown thing full of obsolete loops and civic pathways. It's a system, a map, and a territorial openings. And it's a tugging feeling pulling at you insistently as if it were a small child. Somehow it's pulling you in 2 directions at once. You look down. All of a sudden everything shuts off. You come back trembling into this unfamiliar body, both yours and not yours, all at once. You find yourself standing in the container, eyes now open to the dark steel walls. You feel a change within you, a shift. You close your eyes for a second, you feel it waiting there, the station splayed out across your mind. A storm of connective nodes waiting to be explored, and then it's gone. Okay. Cool. We are dreaming of electric sheep. Dragos is not doing great. And we did not get great things, and we have no food. Okay. Well, the best dice we have is a 4. So let's do it. Data's still empty. Not too bad, actually. We need food, like, now, so... whatever. Okay. So... hey! There's the dock. There's the street food vendor. Oh, thank God. Food. Food, please. Memphis is busy, his broad face uplit by the makeshift gas burner in front of him. With precise and delicate movements, he lays thick chunks of marinated fungus into a dented wok. His other hand's idly tossing a metal bowl of sliced vegetables with some red-flecked dressing. It smells incredible. Why are we organic at all? You watch as he fulfills a set of orders, heaping the fungus with a bright salad and depositing it in plastic trays. A stack of chits rattles in his apron pocket as customers file past the burner, heading over pavement. You join the queue. It's mostly made of off-duty salvagers, vac suits unzipped and rolled down to expose stained vests, grubby mods, a lattice of scars and tattoos. They discuss the best food in the eye, the best drink, comparing notes in the bright market dives. The words cut through with heavy spacer slang. Eventually it's your turn. You shuffle one to the front. Memphis speaks in a deep, even tone. Let me look at first try is free. Thank you. The smell is almost unbearably strong as he cooks. The earthiness of the fungus laced with something so spicy the smoke makes your eyes water. The heat from the burner is like a bonfire and your skin hardens in its glare. I know you sleepers. Hard life, a lot of stories. Begin to tell him about your journey to the eye, and he nods as he cooks. His eyes never leave his work. You can tell him of the confusion, the pain, the sense of possibility, and the sudden arrival. Tell him of the cold dark of the container, the endless cycle spent within it. Now it seems you tell him like some dream you once had, but you can't never forget. Tell him the eye excites you and scares you, and you're unsure where to walk, where to look, or what to do. Eventually you trail off, running out of words. Next time we can talk some more, but next time you pay. He slams a heavy hand against the button on the burner side and shuts it off. The roar of the flame and its impressive heat fades. Next time, then sleeper. He waves you away as you begins to oil the wok. Before you turn back to the alley, you notice a geometric pattern of circular scars along his forearm, each connected with a constellation of glinting pin marks. You walk away, and as you do, take a bite of the rich, spicy, delicately sweet fungus. Your taste sensors light up like a fusion reactor. You'll be back. Food! I don't know how much it's going to cost. Apparently it costs 15 cryo. It's not as bad as I was worried about. Okay. Okay. Food get. Next! You shuffle down the flickering hallway towards the open apartment door. Keep your head down and your shoulders high in the queue. Try not to bring any attention to yourself. You're thankful for the tip-off that a doctor was operating this place, but now that you're here, you're not so sure. The gang enforcer on the door, the flickering light strips the decaying hand block. They all made your long queue a test of your nerve, but your options are few and without a supply of stabilizer to your body, this body, suppress a shiver. Try to find yourself, look at something to distract yourself. I look at the enforcer! The enforcer's looking down the corridor and you dare to glance at him. His purpose is unmistakable. He's there to intimidate, to threaten, and if necessary, to carry out those threats. His broad shoulders are framed with a metal exoskeleton. A couple of mirror-like implants sit below his eyes like mercury teardrops, subsidiary sense, input, or aesthetic markers. You're not sure. You also aren't familiar with the geometric blade-like tattoo on his arm, but you make note of it. You avert your eyes when he looks back at the queue. After a few moments, a figure pushes through the doorway and you catch a distant voice. Next one in. The enforcer jerks his head and you slip inside, passing through the dark entryway and pushing through the plastic sheeting on the far door. The room beyond is bathed in warm light. A floor-to-ceiling transparent panel gives a full view of the bright market's sealed roof and the buzzing traffic above, and for a moment you were transfixed by the motion. Come, sit, calls a sharp voice, and you see the silhouetted figure turn away, replacing the plastic sheeting over the frame of a simple folding bed. You make your way across the room. The figure turns as you see the expression of confusion flash across their features. They open their mouth as if to speak, blink, and quickly regain their composure. Please sit. Sabine turns, a compact diagnostic scanner of some time in their hand. They hold it to their eye. Remain still, please. Their tone is clipped and businesslike. You stare ahead, still dazed from their expression when you first entered. Fear, recognition, sadness, unmistakably etched on their face. How long have you been on the station? A few cycles. It's good you came to me. I'm going to start assuming you don't know anything. They take your arm and roll up your sleeve, inspecting your synthetic skin. Your body is dying, they say. Without ceremony, without drama, but not without empathy. SNRP doesn't like to see its proprietary technology let loose. To prevent bodies like yours, frames, they call them, from being stolen, repurposed, or in your case, escaping, they built in a process of so-called planned obsolescence. Frames decay rapidly when not regularly injected with stabilizer, one which SNRP remains the sole producer of. Sound familiar? Yes. Good, that may help. They swap to the other arm, running some thin metal device over your skin. You feel your forearm tremble. I'm sorry. Emulations like you, sleepers as most people know you, aren't classified as people in any of the surrogate systems. You have no rights and no status, and SNRP has no reason to release stabilizer into the market. I know a little of this is of use to you. Silence fills the room. I may be able to help. They sigh, and you see darkness over their eyes. You hear the fatigue in their voice. They gesture at the door. You saw Toshiro outside? He works for my benefactor, Yatagan. They're influential in the low end. They give me the space to work around the door and take the profits. At the same time, I have to fix up their enforcers, tend to their implants, sew up their wounds. Yatagan has connections, smugglers from the Starward Belt, mercenaries working for corporations on Ember. They can source the stabilizer. Maybe you'll have a better chance. This is dangerous, and it'll be expensive, but I think we can do it. Why would you help me? Let's just see if this works first. I'll let you know when I have a lead. Sabine is staring out when you reach the lower level of the market. You look back through the panels of the roof. You can see their face. The room beyond looks dark against the lights of the market. Run off into the crowd. Cool, we've got to join the Mafia to survive. Boy, that sounds familiar. And we have, like, no stats. And a 1 dice. Sorry. Okay, No, yeah, I saw it. And you notice there's a cycles without me thing. 3 cycles it looks like. And that's when we'll get stabilizer. So if we get components, we can sell them here. And we can also just play the exchange, which is an intuit roll, which is risky. Or we can go do steady work for Dragos, which is what we're going to do, consequently. So we can't go below a 1. I'm sorry, Euchre. It makes you feel any better. It was a terrible run, and I sucked at it. Good game, though. Alright, You know, one thing I do appreciate about this game is the proper tunneling. Left click is almost always down, and right click is almost always up. Unlike some games I can mention. Proper control scheme. More important than you'd think. That's true, the Project Wingman stuff's already up on YouTube. I guess that's not saying much. My stream I did earlier today is already on YouTube. Okay. Again, the skeletal ring of the station fills your mind. It sparkles with glittering lights, like stars reflected in the winter lake. It is clearer, crisper than before. The threads still pull, but you remain in place, flickering in the flow. Between the threads, you see bright shapes, caches of shimmering light beneath transparent crystal forms. You follow the path of thread across the ring, through these forms, and leap off into the void. You begin to understand. These are nodes and connections, a map of information, of communication. There's so many layers, so many loops that seem almost impossible to parse. You should begin to try. Let's do threads. Aw. From what I understood, Project Wingman has a pretty solid player base. At least niche. Also, you did a good job, so... for whatever that's worth. Speaking as a voice director. There are more threads than you can count. You choose one that passes nearby and approach it. As you inspect it, you understand why you instinctively chose the word thread when you first saw them. They are not single lines, but rough, fuzzy things, woven from data strings of all kinds. The threads and nodes, passages and puzzle boxes. One leads to another. There's so much here, so many answers, so many questions. All you need to do is follow the paths and open the boxes. You look out across this ghost landscape of exchange and see opportunity. Oh, and then your neck hurts. But then, that insistent tugging and pulling at you. You look down again and see two lines, or two threads pulling in different directions as if they were tied to you. You flip a coin to decide which one you go through. It decides to go for the first. The first thread leads out, away from the station, into the inky black. Someone out there is tracking you, hunting you, following the thread to you. They're in a ship, and the ship is approaching ever closer with each cycle. The second thread leads in, pulling deep into the station. Your gaze follows it, and this time you see something, a sphere shimmering above a strange angular body. A pulse shoots out from it, passing over you like a torch beam, testing you, tasting you. Open your eyes. Time is short. Someone out there is tracking you. We have 8 days. Something has changed inside you. You may now access the data cloud of the Eye, a network of decaying protocols and data caches. While there, you can use dice and items to extract systems, or access systems, and extract data. Bregwin, please stop looking. But be careful, these networks are old and strange. Text. Okay. Thank you, Braven. Yes, please give me more food. Okay, hello, Kaon. Welcome back. There's triangle nodes, circular nodes, and diamond nodes. Screw it, let's mess with one of these at least, just to see what it is. Data actions allow you to extract data from the networks of the eye. They work like dice actions, but in order to unlock them, you must match your dice to the one displayed on the right. Oh, okay. If you have a +1 or +2, you'll have access to more dice. Yeah, that makes sense. But, yeah, we could actually... Let's do it. We have 1 data. I don't know what use that is yet, but we have it. Well, Andor is on Disney Plus, but I assume, of course, you mean my ruminations on that. It's a cipher. Those aren't going live yet. The first Andor streamination will not go live until, I believe, January. If you give me one moment, I can actually double check that for you. Let's see, Andor. They might be slowly falling off of the Twitch channel, because that's how that works. Yep, I was right. January 27th will be the first Andor rumination. What? Interesting. Yeah, next week is going to be something that's, I'd say, about at the level of quality of Andor, give or take. So that's going to be a vendor. That's still terrifying. Might go for that. Try to make some money there. Let's go for it, just to see what happens. One week from today, Kaon. They'll start going live next Monday. I will do so for 3 weeks, 4 weeks after. 4 episodes. Okay. That was a decent amount of money. We still need to be helping him with his thing. So... let's go ahead and do this. Yeah. And I think that's actually it for the immediacy. Yeah, I know. Someone's hunting me. Thanks, game. It's just a xenomorph. That's all it is. It's a xenomorph. Oof. Okay. Some good dice, but not many of them. Sleeper, wake up. Thing is coming down the corridor with a wonky grin. Hey, glad I caught you. I know you. You do now. I've seen you hanging around. I just wanted to chat. Staying in that thing? Rough. It'd be hard to get a start on the eye. Was it old Erlen said? The eye opens for us all. Nice idea, but not very practical. We do our best, but it isn't easy. Erlen? And no one's told you about Erlen? He's the founder of this place. That's why it bears his name. Havenage should... Havenage? Havenage? Really should organize some seminars. Not really my department more. I'm with systems. Everything the eye runs on. This place is a ruin, but systems keep it spinning somehow. At least we try to. Look, that's not what I'm here to discuss. I saw you around and, well, I know a little bit about you sleepers. And I have a little proposition for you. So, I want you to go into prostitution. Ah! I have an office across the way. Give me a cycle to prepare, and then when you're settled, stop by. In truth, I need you. Yeah, there's the prostitution thing again. If what they say is true about you sleepers, well, there's work to be done. Stay clean, sleeper. Well, okay. They're almost in. I got one more cycle until our stuff comes in. We definitely need food. Let's just go ahead and grab that really quick. We're actually full on food for once, for the first time since we landed here. On this stupid station. I think. Well, that's why they call it Citizen Sleeper. Oh, that makes so much sense. I'm not sure if that toll is once ever or, like, repeatable. And there's no save that I'm aware of, so we're just going to not waste our money on that just yet. It's just waiting. We've got some good dice. Let's blow a 6 on this. Let's guarantee a success on this. 19 cryo and 2 trusted traders. Not too shabby. Now let's go back here and blow our 5 on him. We'll put that over here. No, Masaka is waking right now. Okay, so back in business is full. I don't know what that means, but it is, so yay, I guess. Oh, hello. You arrive into a buzz of activity at the yard. Red blinking lights flash across a vast dark shape suspended below the dome. They flicker across scorched hull plates and bent structures, spilling from holes in the twisted shape. The cutter's huge and has been torn apart in some violent encounter. She's a beauty, ain't she? Yes. I should thank you. This place was on its last legs when you turned up, and now look at this. You struggle to gather the same enthusiasm as Dragos for the monster's craft. You can't help but thinking what happened to its crew. Yeah, what happened? Holy crap, Reagan. Congrats. 3 weeks is more impressive than it sounds. I have known 2 people in my life who have quit smoking. One of them went back to it after a while. So you're already doing better there. What do you mean? I managed to convince our salvager friends to give me some credit. That's what happened. You know what happened to the ship? Well, not my concern. I know I said you shouldn't stick around, but I'm going to need some help with this one. Watching you wonder if you arrived in a similar fashion, locked inside that container. The wreck of the SNR freighter lowered into the yard like a corpse ready to be butchered. Or was the container delivered to Dragos on its own, a womb for your rebirth into the strange station? Shudder. Perhaps if you could learn something about this ship, you might be able to trace the path that led you to this yard. After these past cycles, I think we're up for it. What do you think? Let's do it. Glad to hear it. Come back in a few days, we can make a start. Real beauty. Yep, Okay, we got a level. You've completed your first drive. Each drive completed unlocks an upgrade point. Oh, neck. Study the winter light. I was wondering why that was there. Build a ship mind. What? Uh-oh. Dragos is going to kick us off the yard, so we need to find a place to live soon, is what I'm seeing there. But there's the winter light, and the blasted ship came into the same port as you. Is there a connection? And yeah, investigate the wreckage here. It's safe, though. But it won't pay. And that's still paying over there on the right. Okay, first, let's look at our levels. Let's immediately take engineering. Like, I cannot believe... Like, going without engineering has already sucked. So let's just get engineering. Let's just commit to that. Oh god, imagine if that was really... Alright, I want to quit smoking. It's a 3! Okay, I'm okay. Another roll. Today I'm going to cook dinner. Oh, that's a 1. Alright, I'm gonna go to sleep. Actually, that sounds about right, doesn't it? To real life. You try to go to sleep and you roll a 1 and you just lay there in bed. Anyways. Yes, Pillars of Snow, 100%. Especially with the actress who plays Mothma, who does such a wonderful job of her. I can't think of her name, but we have successfully nailed the perfect actress for Mon Mothma. We need to do more stuff with Mon Mothma, just so we can see more of her. Yeah, 6 hours later, you can roll a second time, it's another 1. God damn it! Alright, okay, so... Yeah, it's actually structured like a board game. For those of you who've never played, there's a term for this kind of board game, and forgive me for not remembering the term, but it's exactly what it says on the tin, right? You roll dice, and then you allocate those dice to the actions you can take. I'm sure you've seen a board game like that, right? Like Evo. Like, I roll a dice, and I got a 3. So I'm going to allocate the 3 to Evo, and she's going to punch me in the face. See? Stuff like that. Usually this is kind of a resource management kind of thing. Which I guess it is here, because we do have to worry about our personal health and our food. Good fortune, Ross. To your dad, but honestly, also to you. Eva says, as she punches him. Punch. I mean, I've said before that the intersection between video game and board game is something we should examine more. And I mean that. A lot of the more interesting and more complex board games are, for all intents and purposes, video games. It's just, you're doing a lot of the stuff manually, right? Anybody who's played Eldritch Horror knows that's an involved game, right? No, yeah, I actually thought about it, Shadow Machine, but no, they just was way too much. Apparently, they are literally called dice placement games. I was curious. Yeah, because there's worker placement, which is probably what you're more familiar with, because that's a lot more common. And then there's dice placement. Worker placement, so... Forgive me for geeking out, but I almost never get to talk about board games. And I love board games. Worker placement is... You have X workers, allocate them. And there's you have 3 workers and 10 places you can put them. So you have to decide each turn what benefit you want from that turn, right? A fairly basic concept, but you can see how there's a lot of strategy in what you can do where, when, and how. A dice placement is pretty much the same concept, except the quality of the result you get depends on the dice itself. So, you know, it's instead of just putting a worker here and getting the static benefit, you put a 3 there, and the 3 then gives you that benefit, whatever benefit a 3 would equate to. Risk... I'm not even sure Risk qualifies as a board game, but... No, Risk is its own thing. We're just gonna move on immediately from Risk. Yeah, a lot of people call Risk a strategy game. I'm not sure I agree with that sentence. had a thought, and I can't remember what the hell the thought was. There was something I was going to jot down. Risk is one of those board games I got into very, very early and very, very young. And then immediately realized that I hated it. Because it was absolutely nothing like what I wanted. Actually, several times, Ross. And I always win. Everyone underestimates the psychology of Monopoly. I've got a 4. Where do I want to put a 4? You know, honestly, let's put it here. Let's get some progress on examining the Winter Light. If nothing else, that'll give us a level. Jeez. That's 8. Oh yeah, I need to check datas. Still don't know what to do with that. Ah, well, I'll do that next morning. There's only one time I won Monopoly that I'm proud of. My mother's boyfriend at the time was playing Monopoly with myself and my mother. And he assumed that I... Oh, there it is. Thank you, Dakota. I remembered where it... they told me where it was, I just forgot where it was. Anyways, it feels like that should be a toggle. But, of course, there's no options. He was presuming I was a dumb, stupid kid, and because by virtue of being a dumb, stupid kid, there's no way I could ever beat him at a game that actually involves using your brain. That irritated me for several reasons. First of all, I was not particularly dumb or stupid. Second of all, Monopoly doesn't involve using your brain that much, to be frank. And third of all, I was already well beyond those kind of board games by the time he challenged me to that game. So I made it a point to crush him like a bug. And I did. I remember it especially because my mother was actually very proud of me for it. They stopped dating shortly thereafter. I don't know if those two facts are related. It's just true. I guess sleep. Yeah. Let's go back to sleep. Check the data in a minute. Oof, okay. Oh, there's Fang. Ah! Sleeper! What? Easy to come this way, security and all that, you know. Truth be told, I don't spend much time upstairs. This is where I work. The bay is filled with pieces of hardware, all rigged up to generators and diagnostic slates, and things you don't recognize that glow with blue light. My tongue is drying up. There's a chorus of hums that blends into a single wave of static filling the dark corners of the room. It's incredible. I thought you'd say that. This is my treasure trove, all dredged up from the sea of systems we call the Eye. You wouldn't believe what this place runs on. Some of these systems are built from the original station, AE1, the one Solheim built. We have to invent new components, repair things never built, reverse engineer entire subsystems into existence. Residents mostly look at the Eye and think they're in a concrete reality, but this place is a system, a constant flux, decaying and growing, collapsing into new configurations. We're keeping this place alive, but also remaking it into something new, dragging it away from those corporate origins. At least, that's what I'm trying to do. I know you can see this too, Sleeper, all these systems and sections. Can you see it? Yeah. Makes sense, right? You're between here and there, between the people and their systems. You light this place up like a beacon, and that's what I need. I'm guessing being a beacon isn't always ideal when you're on the run, though. Yeah, they're tracking me. Maybe I can help with that. There's a lot of old growth in this place, subsystems I can't see, access protocols lost to time and decay. Secrets! A lot of secrets. With your help, I can unlock this place, break off those last ghost limbs of corporate control. Even in Havenage, where there's old growth, those whose roots trace back to the old days, the bad old days. You help me dredge up the past, I'll see what I can do about that tracker of yours. What do you say? I'm in! You won't regret it. A gift! It's a Solheim cipher. I dug it up from the depths of the station. Slot that in an old network gate. You'll be able to pull out all kinds of secrets from the nodes inside. Start by bringing whatever you can turn up. Use that emulated mind of yours. See what's out there. Let's get a picture of how things are. Those above have granted me an acquisitions budget. I can pay you for whatever useful data you bring in. I know you need it. Keep it quiet. Keep it clean. I'll see you soon. But there's no voice acting, Yura. I can trust all of these people implicitly, little Billy, because this is a cyberpunk game, which means everyone's against me, so you can trust all of them equally. Alright, so. Stabilizers here. Come back to that. Was it here? Nope. Well, we've got that cipher now. So let's go and slot that sucker in. We now have access to gate S7. Valhalla was a weird one. Like, almost every character we interacted with there was legit. For some reason. Yep, that's what I thought. We deliver him data. He gives us... So, no, we need a specific type of data. Okay, that works. It just fits so well, Loke. Oh, neck. Okay. Okay, let's see what nonsense this is going to cost us. First thing you see upon entering the glint of Toshiro's implants, like a cat's eyes in the dark of the corridor, and he nods you in as you arrive at Sabine's door. I mean, there's not much gameplay there, Yura. That's true, Shadow Machine. The entryway is still dark, and you push through the sheeting into the surgery. I have it. I have no idea how Yatagan... We should treat this with caution. It looks authentic, but I have no idea if it is what it appears to be. I'm the test case? That appears to be the case. Unfortunately, I'm not sure we have another choice. The stabilizer works under a similar principle as an immunosuppressant, which is in, like, every cybernetic thing ever. Except for Star Wars, for some reason, in that it stops your body from rejecting the unfamiliar part of itself. In the case of your frame, the unfamiliar part is each of your biosynthetic organ groups, which over time are identified by your body as foreign material and must therefore be eliminated. However, unlike an immunosuppressant, the stabilizer doesn't do this by limiting your entire immune system. Instead, it re-encodes your biosynthetic organs with new protein chains which act as passcodes to your immune system. The stabilizer refreshes those passcodes, keeping your frame from rejecting all organs. Huh? The stabilizer should be able to encode any organic or biosynthetic matter to be accepted by your immune system. At least if the stabilizer is genuine. The only way to know for sure is to inject the vial. I have no choice. More or less, literally. I think you're right. You barely feel the needle, your frame registering the initial injection but with little response. A sensation begins to spread from the site, a fizzing, trembling wave that disperses through your arm with incredible speed. Your vision goes white, and when it returns, Sabine appears encased in shards of sparkling light that slowly fade into darkness as you settle back against the bed. You swim in darkness, muffled noises like an argument heard from underwater, prickling waves of cold. When you sit back up, Sabine is sitting by the chair window, facing away from you. Awake? What happened? Stabilizer's genuine. I don't know how Yatagan acquired a case of this stuff, but they did. You should rest more, but you're going to have to do that somewhere else. I have other patients. Sorry. I'm afraid I can't offer you any more doses. You're going to need to pay for your next dose. Oh, Sabine. Nothing comes free, Sleeper. Remember that. Don't worry, I'll conquer this station soon. You manage to get to your feet and wander out of the hallway. The queue stretches down the flickering corridor. Toshiro stands impatiently by the door and fixes you with a glare as you leave. So our health is up to stable for the first time. First dose is free. That's terrifying. Stabilizer costs 100. Oh. Okay. That is not cheap. Okay. I noted that in the document, too, Takoida. A lot of the first step stuff is free, which makes sense. It's effectively part of the tutorial easing, right? Speaking of, let's go ahead and grab a little bit of food. Yeah, no, this is pretty dark, Late Javal. This is a doomed setting. And we're on a doomed station in a doomed setting. We're definitely in Europe. I mean... Okay. So we've got a 3, a 4, and a 5. I don't think I played it, Euro. That's what I'm thinking, Shadow Machine, yeah. The downside is you can't see my mouse. Okay, you can see the dice up here, right? If we have stability up to that line, then we get 3 dice. But if we have it up to here, we have 4. If we have it up to here, we have 5. So next round, we're going to get 5 dice to take actions. We are deliberately and demonstrably benefited by having more stability. And dice are actions. Dice are the game. So that's big. Keeping that up is something we will be immediately rewarded for. Let's see if we can find more data with the dice we have. So let's go down. I was going to check this one out anyways. Okay, that requires a cipher. Let's go and blow a 3 here. Extractor, which is why we're getting a little bit of money every time we rip data out of people. Rip! There we go. Rip data out of nodes is what I meant to say. It was a sled, Rama, that I saved you several hours. As you drift back from the node, something latches onto you. A thread strung tight around you. It tethers you in place. A taste. The voice makes you shiver. Its source somehow both distant and close behind your ear. You see a distant light have shut off, and then suddenly a shape is at your side. It stalks around you. Entity unknown. Astringent. Processing. I'm gonna stay still. Please hold. That's called Hunter. I don't like that. The threads around you thicken until it's a ring, a cylinder, a tunnel of light circle it around you. It is blinding for a moment, then it's gone. As it fades, you see a figure, a creature. Its head flickers between different angles. What are you? Entity identify, origin, serial cadence. It faces you, expecting. Sleeper, SNARP. Unknown, known. Brackish signature, of and not of. Attempting interface. As the figure speaks, more threads begin to spiral from its head. Thick, snaking, vine-like ribbons that flex and wave. They approach with intent. Oh my god, hunters are made of worms. Stop. Entity, your identity is unknown. We only seek to correct illegalities. Can you confirm your legal right to sentience? I am a person. Incorrect, you are an entity. All at once, the hunter's head is directly in front of yours, blocking your vision. You stink of their taste, the one that sealed the dock. I will find access. I will interface. Sealed dock. An entity hides in the rotunda. You are its puppet. I will not be diverted from my task. It glows with murderous intent. You lash out with all your force, not a physical strike, but a focusing spike of interference, leaping out like the tip of a spear. When Hunter stumbles, shifts, and separates. Yeah, cool. So there's a hunter now to deal with. Interesting. I think we just found our first AI. cost to get sentience documentation. Oh no, it's a subscription. You have to renew your sentience documentation. Okay, so we can't do any of the rest of these, really. I mean, we could, but let's hold off on that for right now. Okay. Yeah, we still don't have any of the S data. Well, I still want to spend some time on this. Especially since Dragos is going to kick us out soon. I hate to burn a big one in this, but I want it guaranteed. Or close to guaranteed. I want this done. Yeah, like that. Ooh, we got some scrap out of it, too. Nice. Tomorrow we should have a lot more dice to play with, too, so that'll be helpful. Oh, someone just came in. I can buy scrap with cryo. I can buy 3 scrap. Hold on. So I can spend 20 cryo to buy scrap. I can sell scrap for... cryo, but I gain trusted trader. There's got to be another use for scrap, because otherwise that's just kind of terrible. It would also help unload the containers, but unfortunately we picked the wrong class, so our endure stat is crap. So we'd be rolling at a 3 on that. Still, that's an opportunity, and we should at least try it for the sake of the review. So, we're gonna do it. Wish me luck. Well, we got some money out of it. Yep, we're gonna have to endure it. We still can't even afford the drugs. That's crazy. And we're still being hunted. God, I feel like I've been streaming for a lot longer than an hour. I guess that's what happens when you read out loud constantly. Ooh. But 5 dice to start with. Now, that actually answers another question. So, some games will do a thing where you have to... How do I explain this? You see how there's the 5 and then the bar over it? Some games will do a thing where you have to have the maximum amount of the dice filled to have it. And some have the minimum. And it looks like this is a minimum, because we don't have a full bar, but we still have our 5th dice. V Rising is another example of where you have to have the minimum, not the maximum. Or, sorry, the maximum, not the minimum. My bad. Okay, any events? Let's start with that. Nope. Let's go ahead and glance at the hunter space of death. Yeah, we have some good dice today. Agreed, Loke. Let's go ahead and pop that in here. Let's grab one of these. Hope for the best. More habitage data. Not actually what I wanted, but I'll take it. I noticed Hunter woke up a little bit there. We have a 4? We do. So, like, if I do... No. Must be reading that interface wrong. There we go. We'll do this one. Let's wake up Hunter a little bit more. Another encrypted key. 2 encrypted keys, 2 habitage data. Neither is the stuff I want. And Hunter's at 2, so we're going to back off of that for a minute. Still don't have the data he wants. I definitely want to spend at least one more day doing Winter's Light. I want to be progressing this. We're going to burn a 5 there. I was hoping for a little bit more than that. Okay. We do need food. We're actually about to be trusted. Sleeper, tell me a story. I see you cycle in, cycle out, but we never speak. Tell me a story. What kind? Any kind. One of yours. Nothing stolen. I'll tell them about my dreams. All the sleepers had dreams. Some were simple, memories left over from the emulation process that had become tangled in their minds and would come out when they slept. It wasn't rare to hear a sleeper in the dorms scream or cry out in the night. But in your dreams, those gray skeletal afterimages of systems and structures and threads and patterns weren't like the others. They weren't memories or nightmares, they were reflections of reality. Distorted, yes, but somehow true. You leaned back then. You learned back then to keep quiet about them, to let them flow through your mind like water. That was until now, until you arrived at this place. Now your dreams colonize your waking life. They slip behind your eyelids with every blink. Now you understand that they aren't dreams at all, but the process of interfacing, of speaking, of living in another world that flows through this one like smoke through air. You tell him you do not know if there's a reason for your dreams. Perhaps you reason it's just some side effect, a particular quality of the frame you inhabit. Whatever it is a gift, and you hope to make use of it. You are quite the storyteller. He eyes you, and you realize he is trying to gauge how honest you've been in your story. He passes you the meal, and you take good care of gratefully. As you eat, he talks. Thank you, Sleeper, but my time is done for today, and I do not want to keep you longer, so I will make a proposal. These are good enough for most, but someone told me a story that made me think a couple of cycles ago. They said across the gap in the Greenway, fresh mushrooms grow. Have you heard this? No. Neither did I, but I trust the one who told me. Can you bring me some? I cannot cross the gap, and I worry about leaving my things behind. I'm sure a storyteller like you can handle the trip. Done. Yeah. I will wait for you to bring them. I will prepare your recipe then. Good luck with your forager. Yep, that's our very first vector quest. And that means we now have a valid reason to push the 60 cryo into that. Okay. I need to write down another thing while I'm here. Okay, so we've got 2 5s. I want to push this. We're okay on stabilizer for right now. But I think I'm going to hold off on that. Let's go ahead and do this. I was already going to do this anyway, so let's do this now. It's most of our money. Well, I probably should mention I've actually already seen... Oh, thank God. Looks like it was once ever. Oh, thank God. I've already seen a bit of Citizen Sleeper 2, and assuming it is an actual sequel, we're on a ship. So I'm guessing our end game for this game is going to be getting our own ship. You know, our own Millennium Falcon equivalent. The, Winnebago in space. So. We can do block maintenance, which is engineer. Don't we have plus engineer now? We do. Come on. Why do I not have more plus? Oh, that's why. Because we're actually technically at 0 of engineer instead of -1. And then we get +1 over here. And then we get self-repair. Then we get +2. Jesus. Okay. Yeah, we need to get an evacuation ship. All right, so we can help them maintain, which gives us friends. That's a lot of friends. That's 8 cycles to get friendship there. We can also play totally not poker. Yeah, 8 successes, excuse me, because that could be 4 rolls if we're not. Did I say days? I actually meant successes. I'm sorry. I'm talking too fast. Let's hold off on that for right now. Yeah, day counters are actually clearly marked. That's a day counter. That's a day counter. That's a day counter. That's a day counter. What is this? So that's just explore the spoke. Interesting. And this is cross the gap, which costs 150. Ouch. Okay. Okay. Midnight Crazy Horse. Let's try to get in good with these people. So let's blow a 5 here on engineer, because that should give us scrap. Or a chance to get scrap, rather. 2 successes. I'll take it. And, you refit the long-broken fans of a family's air filters. They insist you join them for dinner, and the children are delighted by your presence. Aww. And, we got plus energy out of that, too. I know! We need a good mechanic or 5. Well, Brian, I got a job for you. Alright. I already said I was going to blow the other one here, so let's commit to that. Come on, double positive. Or a single positive. That is also acceptable. Okay, let's do it. So our ticking clock is getting shorter there. Hello, Czar. Okay, so we still have... That's some very good dice today. Anything eventy happening today? Nope. Okay. I'm gonna gamble. I'm gonna blow a 6 on this. Or more accurately, a 5. You finish unloading ahead of schedule, and one of the crews invites you to share a warm meal as thanks. That's awesome. That was extremely worth it. Okay. How are we doing on Hunter? We're still not doing great on Hunter. So it looks like these refill every day? They also use lower level dice in almost every case, I've noticed. So it feels like higher level dice are more useful in meat space, and lower level dice tend to be more useful here, unless that's just coincidence. Could blow a 4. Let's do it. I want to be getting at least a little bit of data every day. Hey, our first Solheim data. So let's see what this gives us. $15 cryo. And more importantly, 1/3 of that. Okay. Let's commit to a 5 here, I think. Damn. And let's commit to... Oh. New food place. Interesting. New worker spot is what that really means. But let's go ahead and push for this. Give me a guaranteed success. Aw. Alright. Let's test... No, God, that Endure... We just keep taking it in the pants on that Endure, don't we? Let's blow our 3 here. Ooh, we got a ship mind fragment. Ah! Squeezed in the office, the entrance, you lay out everything you have on the Witcher's Light across the metal desk. Your makeshift forensic notes glow on Dragos' old writing slate, overlapping lines and crawled annotations. A set of drone scans filled the terminal with a spectrum of colors, a heat map of damage and decay, a crumpled printout from my office's ship registry lies behind them, synthetic paper so thin it's almost transparent. Have you never played Ace Combat 7, Shadow Machine? It's got some problems, I don't want to lie to you, but it's got some really good stuff, too. A plain list shows the registration history of the Winterlight, the gaps between the entries tantalizingly opaque. Its first registration was a couple of thousand cycles ago on this very station logged at the central hub. From here, the registry tells the story of a busy ship, one that rarely stayed on station for more than a few cycles, and often took on voyages that kept it away from the eye for up to 100 cycles. And the eye got little rest. Your attempts at reconstruction of the Winterlight before its fatal accident consist of a series of overlapping sketches and diagrams, showing possible layouts and configurations of the gutted cutter. There was no off-the-shelf model. It was heavily modified, parts replaced with inventive configurations, the new retrofitted into the old, handmade joints, reconditioned filters. This was someone's pride and joy, a lifetime project that kept running through care and intuition. It also contained a set of hidden compartments. You missed them at first, where the hull had been thickened, the corners rounded to disguise the change, but they're there. Reactor failure. That's the verdict that anyone would have returned after a cursory glance at these stacked heat maps of the remains. On the terminal screen, the ship is shown in section, blotches of color marking the approximate damage the ship sustained. Dominating the view is a single blood-red rose radiating from the ship's fraction drive. A simple story, a catastrophic failure of the drive core leading to fatal hull breach. A well-documented failure, likely brought on by wear or misuse. You try looking at the rose of the reactor, looking at the smaller pale mark, one that might be easy to miss at first glance. It's thumbprint-sized and delicately placed over the control servos of the ship's main external airlock. It suggests a controlled-shaped explosion, one designed to punch through a hole and allow access to the airlock from the outside. You're looking at it because it's troubling you. An old ship, many cycles under its belt, carefully maintained, a reactor failure preceded by a carefully concealed external entry, a suite of hidden compartments tucked away. This was the Winterlight, and this was its story. That's not the full story, because there's something else, a little more than a list. A tiny chunk of data you're able to pull from the ship's systems. The main systems were fried, of course, but the Winterlight had a separate system, one tucked away in one of its hidden compartments. Armored. Air-walled. The list, the only recoverable piece from the whole system, is a partial inventory. It details some of the contents of the hidden compartments. Some you recognize, some you don't. Shipmind ROMs, shimmer, cryogen codes, and then a final entry, passenger, sleeper. You stare at the list on the terminal and try not to think about what it was like arriving here in the cold for so long, half frozen in the freight container. Had this sleeper been smarter, luckier? How would they convince the Winterlight, a smuggler's ship, if you ever saw one, to extract them from Essenarp? Luckier. You laugh. There have been no remains found in the Winterlight's compartments. You checked. They weren't so lucky, you guess. Not in the end. You hold up a vial of stabilizer to the light. This is all you could find in that compartment. A parting gift of Essenarp. It won't go to waste now. The thought still bothers you, though. 2 ships carrying sleepers come to the same yard, 2, one after another. That feels wrong. You flick back and forth between datasets in the terminal, thinking. And you see the thumbprint again, the mark of someone trying to get in. Someone who entered the Winterlight with precision and speed, and when they were done, left the reactor to clean up the mess. That's terrible. Melkor Blade. The thought of that person makes you shiver. Suddenly the office creaks open. Drago stands in the doorway, staring at the equipment and notes you've assembled. What's all this? Run an investigation here? What am I paying you for? The drone on his shoulder starts whirring angrily, his anger passing through his implants. Where's this ship from? Leave this alone. He starts shaking. I know you have a lot of questions, but this isn't the why. It's the last thing I need. Who is bringing you these ships? Why are you asking? Trying to get us both killed? We cut these things up. That's our part, and that their part is something I don't want to know. I've given you a place to stay. I've given you work. There's plenty of others who would have sold you on, turned you in, but not me. Yeah, I know. Look, you've helped me too. I've done well by you, and you've returned the favor, but this obsession you have with the ship isn't going to work for me. I can't have you making my clients nervous. I can't have you digging up whatever it is you're after. You can't work anymore. What about the Winter Light? Forget about the damn ship. You have enough to keep you up. You made it out, Sleeper. That means you have to move on. What if they come for me? Then you run. Don't come here. You don't scream, you don't shout, you run. You get up from the desk and Dragos gathers the notes, stuffing them into a pocket of his overalls. He holds the door open for you, his head set as expressionless as always. You can stay in the container. I won't take that from you. Don't come back. As you walk, hang on, you leave the yard thumbing the vial in your pocket, knowing this at least tease you a little more time. But as you walk, your mind once again drifts to the person who killed the Winter Light, and whether or not that person will come for you. So we got two things out of that. We got a level and a stabilizer, which is functionally 100 credits. Now, you're probably thinking, wow, that's great, but what you're not thinking about is how well designed that is, because that was several days of dice burnt on something that got no benefit whatsoever until we got a stabilizer and the ship mind piece, right? And the level. That's how a lot of these kind of allocation board games tend to work. You know, you can gain something every turn, or you can build up towards a bigger payoff later on. Mathematically, they usually tend to be about the same. That's... yeah. So, no, that's 100 credits worth of payoff right there. And we have the ship mind fragment, and we have a level, which we are immediately putting into engineering. And of course, yeah, obviously there's fluff and story and other benefits, but I was thinking mechanically, as I often do. Okay, that's also part of why I was pushing that so hard. Notice we cannot work at the shipyard anymore. Thankfully, and you can tell I saw this coming, we have already unlocked another job up here. Although, locked action. Oh, it requires Intuit. Interesting. Oh. Really? We can sell some of the data we've been gathering here to the Yodigan evil assholes. I mean, Empire. I mean, Jabba here. So let's sell one thing to Jabba. Let's just see what happens. 10 cryo. Oof, that's it. Okay. We also have this job, which requires... one of the next things I plan to do is push our Endure up. So we stop having that negative. That is just really hurting. We're playing whatever started with interface, Logue. Sorry, I'm looking at all the actual level 2 benefits, seeing if there's anything we want to dive for. So, level 2 engineer, I guess it's actually more level 4 engineer if you're looking at this properly, is use scrap components to repair condition. Level 4 interface is icebreaker, which gives you double data rewards, which is actually really nice. Excuse me. Ugh. Endure is keep 2 dice even when a condition is breaking. Intuit is reroll all your dice once per cycle. And engage is all cryo actions are discounted by 20%. Ho ho. Wow, that's useful. But random scrap, which we already have, is useful as well. Chance to gain energy after any engage. I think we'll push Endure next. Get that out of the negative. Because that's been hurting several times. If it was just me, Trihexia, I'd just be like, oh, okay. Brand new to the management farming game genre. Well, you specifically said farming, so I'm going to immediately suggest Stardew Valley. And I know it looks like it's not, but trust me, that is a time management sim. It's actually a really good time management sim. It's one of the better aspects of the game. There's a lot of depth and complexity there, but it also has a really low barrier to entry. Yeah, I was about to say, I could recommend something horrific to you, like Caesar 3. But yeah, no, Harvest Moon. I would also recommend looking into the the 2-Point games. There's a 2-Point Hospital and there's 2-Point University, I think is the new one. Both of those are the same general type, same general genre, and are worth looking at. What's wrong with Harvest Moon? All right. I mean, okay, for real, the biggest problem is the best of the Harvest Moon games, in my opinion, is the original one. The one on the SNES. And that one's kind of rough because it's a SNES management game and all of those have terrible interface. But the other problem there is that as the Harvest Moon series continued, it got more and more Animal Crossing and less time management sim. And that's fine if that's what you want, but that's not what I want. So that's why I say, like I've played quite a few of their, not only the Harvest Moon, but the, what's the other one? Story of Seasons or whatever it's called. And they're just Animal Crossing at that point with romance. Like they put so much emphasis on the dating side of the game and so much less emphasis on doing anything else. It's not like you can't farm and can't dungeon crawl and there's not anime cutscenes and weird story plot points, but for all intents and purposes, the emphasis is much more on the just roam around, spend time doing whatever, and also romance. So, all right. So let's see. Hey, Retro Justice, one moment, please. So that's Fang, that's Fang. That's that. And that's that. Okay. Thank you, Retro Justice. Always appreciate you. Produce. Oh, my God, yeah. Other really good management sims. It's so if you're just jumping in, and problem is I can think of quite a few really good ones, but for your first management sim, you know, this is kind of going for the jugular, but I'm going to go ahead and recommend Factorio as well. Factorio is much more of a builder, and it's kind of unique. There's nothing really like it, but it's probably one of the most user-friendly, slide right into it kind of games I've ever seen of that genre. Most management sims have a very high barrier to entry because they're very complicated by design, right? Yeah, exactly, Dakota. The problem with Factorio is it's like recommending Final Fantasy VI for your first JRPG. It's like, well, you know, you kind of peaked. You kind of peaked. I would not recommend Oxygen Not Included for a first management sim. That's not something you want to jump into and be like, I wonder if I like this genre. They're not particularly resource intensive unless you go absolutely crazy with mods, which, I mean, that's up to you. So yeah, Mario & Luigi Block, FF16, and while we're with it, thank you, Retro Justice. Yeah, no, management, I put management under strategy, but management itself is an umbrella genre, because SimCity, you know, like, city skylines, so that's city management. The 2-Point stuff I just mentioned, that's like business management, for lack of a better word. That's like the old, tower or railroad tycoon stuff. Then you have like time management, which is more like Stardew Valley. Then you have like system management, that's like Factorio, right? And some of those kind of blend over each other a little bit too. Like RimWorld's in there a little bit. RimWorld's kind of a, what do they call it? An indirect management, indirect colony management kind of a thing. And yes, Frostpunk is kind of a city builder with a survival management element to it. I can recommend every game I just mentioned. It's worth noting. Dwarf Fortress is if you're insane. Anyways, I hope that's at least partially helpful. We need money. Because that is 150, and I want to do that. Wait, Frostpunk is $2 right now? Anybody who has any interest in Frostpunk, I highly recommend it right now. Really. It is a very good city survival management game. Oh yeah, Prison Architect. You're absolutely right. That's also a management game. Okay. Oh, I have no dice. I'm out of dice. Yeah, no, the biggest problem... I played Dwarf Fortress before the new UI came out, so I don't know how much it's changed since then. But getting into that UI, that took a minute. In fact, here, actually, give me a second. One moment, because I actually have that in one of my title reels. And then there's the Planet series. Those can also be sandboxes, but they're designed to be... Nope. They're designed to be managers. So hang on, so really quick. I'm just going to scooch down here. So I actually have a management intro reel. SimCity, all the way back in the day. Settlers, Harvest Moon. There's the original Harvest Moon, by the way. Ultra Cartoon, Tropico, Dwarf... There it is, Dwarf Fortress, yeah. So this is what Dwarf Fortress looks like. And I know what you're thinking. But what's really fascinating about this is when you know what you're looking for, there's a lot of information on display here. Like, possibly too much. But, you know, like, there's a lot being indicated there. And, yeah, there's so many systems running into each other. Holy crap. And, yeah, there's, art direction. And, yeah, here's Anyo, which is kind of like an RTS and a city builder kind of smashed into one. Here's Prison Architect. This is what this looks like. I know this is another one of them where it looks a little bit weird, but actually you'll get into the groove of this one pretty quickly. Here's Stardew Valley. Self-apparent. RimWorld, of course. RimWorld is another one where the interface is a little bit at first, but actually once you start processing how they organize things, it's like, oh, okay. Surviving Mars. I forgot about this one. This is a good one. This might be a good recommendation for a first city builder, or a first management game. Surviving Mars is a game where you are trying to terraform and colonize Mars. There's a lot of ways to play, a lot of options, a lot of customization. It's not super duper complex compared to several of the other ones we've mentioned, but it's still good. It's still solid, and there's still plenty to do. And it's a good like first foot into the water, right? Like, let's see how we think of this. So Graveyard Keeper is one I've heard of but have not played, and I have not really played SteamWorld Build either, so I can't actually comment on either of those. And yeah, here's Frostpunk. And Oxygen Not Included, which is probably one of the more complex ones I've seen. Not the complex, like top 5 territory. Which is funny when you think about it, because it doesn't look complex, but no, trust me, there's a lot going on here. Don't Starve is rather solidly a survival game. Oh yeah, Peraspero. I want to play this so badly. And of course, here's Factorio, the biggie. And yeah, City Skylines. Anyway, sorry. Just want to show all that off real quick. Back to me. Hi, I'm here. Ignore SimCity in the background there. It's fine. It's fine. Okay. What the hell was I doing? Sleeping, I think. So, I haven't actually played Satisfactory past the early access. That being said, I'm very much looking forward to my 2-player playthrough of that, which I'm going to do with PAX Sunday, possibly with my other friend of awesome. Just checking my timers. We have got 3 more days after today until this person finds us, and I am a little bit scared about what's going to happen then. Dungeon Keeper is a management game, yeah, just like SteamWorld Build is. It's a dungeon management, specifically, dungeon builder. Okay, so we finally dipped below 5 condition. Ixion. I've heard interesting things about Ixion. Any events? First and foremost, any events, any events. They're about to come in. Looks like no. I don't know, Trihexia. There's a game I was looking forward to and appears to be in development hell, which is a management game. Oh god, I can't remember the name of it. It's the space station one. It's still not out. Like, it's been in early access for years at this point. Yeah, Starmancer, maybe? We did not get good dice today, so here's what we're going to do. I'm going to blow a 5 over here. Nine cryo. Well, that sucks. Okay. Let's go ahead and do a little hacking. More Solheim data. Hunter is really high up there. Worries me. Okay. We're starting to have a bit of a money problem. Just like in real life. What do we got of data? So we haven't really done the rotunda. We haven't really done the shipyard yet. Let's do a shipyard. Let's see what this is going to lead to. So we do get a little bit of cryo. You shadow a shipbuilder who's impressed when you know how to double seal a hull plate. He slips you a tip at the end of the shift. Nice. And we're probably going to want that eventually because I feel like that's where we're going to build our ship eventually. Fang still needs these, which we do have a new one for, so let's go ahead and toss that in. Considering we have very few days before our hunter shows up, I'm kind of worried about that. This is another explore area kind of a thing. And that's just a cost. Alright. We need money. So let's go ahead and do this. Just see what happens. Ooh, that's great. Cool. Alright. So since we'll literally be starving if we don't, let's go ahead and Buy some food. And that's today's actions. Yeah, I saw that. In cycle, 2 days left till Doomsday arrives. Oof. Not very good dice. Oh my gosh. Okay. What do we got here? This ship just showed up. We can buy a ship mind fragment. Yeah, that feels like something we should do. That feels like something we should do. I hate to blow that much money on something, but limited time event, and we almost assuredly are going to need that later. Okay. Okay. Alright, what do we got here? What do we got here? Congrats, Spartan. Well, one. Yeah, let's blow that. Let's blow that. Get some hacking done today. Yeah, we got a Solheim data. That's good. Well, so that means circles. Something. The last access timestamp was 1,000 cycles ago. We just keep getting these encrypted creeds. We have nothing to do with them yet. Oh, there's Hunter. Run. Or hide. Run or hide. Yeah, as I've said many times, putting choices in the hands of the players is usually one of the correct decisions. Whether it's a board game, a pen and paper game, or a video game. So, a lot of what's happening and how it happens is on us. But yeah, functionally, this is a choose-your-own adventure, as Dakota said earlier. Torn here. I can see arguments for both. Let's just flip for it. We're gonna run. Another glimmer catches your eyes. Closer now that the roving orb wreathed in tentacles. It flickers, jumps once, twice, and then it's here. Hunter is here. Entries submit to inquiry. You push the threads as they close in, becoming frenzied as you push them aside. You are caught by whipping tendrils. You feel them pulling you away from the anchor of your body. Entity hold for processing. You're already gliding away back to your anchor, your body. Oh, we lost condition for that. Ouch. Well, no, because there's the dice involved, but I'm pretty sure there's a fail state here, since we've already, like, we know exactly what the fail state is. Okay, that sucked. But did get our third Solheim data. As you enter the bay, Feng is nowhere to be seen. The banks of servers and machines blinking out of the dark staccato rhythms. Unseeing eyes of the station's digital ghosts. These snaky bastards! Who's snaky? Sleeper! Just the emulated consciousness I've been eager to see. Come back here. You pick your way back to the thrumming stacks. Try not to trip on the loose cables that blanket the dark floor. Feng is sat in front of a set of monitors mounting a stack. Tell me, Sleeper, what do you see here? You lean in close, looking for the links in the data. The table seems to be filled with personal information, names, genders, dates, ID numbers, all the marks of institutional records. People. People, yes, but whose people? Solheim. Bingo. I pulled these from the old data you brought in. All employees of the Eye's original holders. And this one. This is a snaky bastard. He stabs his screamed the finger. The name means Hardenhurst. Friend of yours? Funny you should say that, Sleeper. This just so happens to be a Hardenhurst in Havenage. Are you sure? Well, that's where you might be able to help me. Just think about it. Decades ago, Harden worked on this station as a Senior Strategic Operations Executive. Now, Harden was keeping the money coming in for Solheim. He defined priority growth initiatives by making sure the extractors they contracted out to were hooked into a system that outsourced all the risk and kept all the profit. Good old Harden shuttled thousands of Palladium Rush workers into an infrastructure which meant their cut of the work they did went straight back into Solheim. I grew up here. This is my history. I'm a child of the collapse. Before I was born, my parents were Solheim contractors. They ate at Solheim canteens, worked in Solheim ships, breathed Solheim air, and slept in Solheim beds. And the work they paid for that existence, the cycles of hard extraction out the belt, Solheim took their cut. It was a company town, and my parents were just another in the long line of freelance contractors, willing to risk their lives for a shot at anything other than poverty. Disposable people. This guy strategized all that, all the sums, and somehow thousands and thousands of cycle later, it's still going, still here crawling on the walls like some snake. He survived the revolution. Sure, that can't be him. Who knows? We're gonna find out. Harden's a big shot in the shipyards, just a few degrees back from the eye here. Havenage might be born out of Erland's revolutionary zeal, but a flat hierarchy it is not. Harden happens to float on the top. Thing is, I don't have access to those systems. The shipyard crew is pretty paranoid, and they don't like anyone from systems digging around their stuff. Plus, we need more than just a name of a Solheim executive. We need proof. That's where this little creation of mine comes in. I call it a Ripper Worm. It'll slip through any digital storage and spin out a silken thread of filtered data. This one is set on the scent of Hardenhurst. Getting into the compound might be tricky, but you have a particular knack for remote access. If you can extract yourself a Havenage cipher from an Havenage agent, they sometimes carry them along with their data caches, you can crack open the compound's network and slot the worm through any open port. Never even go near the shipyards. Done. I knew you'd happy. I knew you'd be happy to catch this snake. Don't worry. So now this guy will start working on that track of yours. I haven't forgotten. Anything the worm gets, I'll send it back here to me. There's something wrong here, and I am to get to the rotten core of it. You leave Feng, digging through the data, among the wires and machines of the old station. As you walk out, you try to imagine the eye as it once was, a vast machine running smooth and strong, directed by people like Harden. A vast, Solheim-built machine into which thousands poured from the surrogate systems looking for a new life. The hope of a better future, engineered to line someone else's pockets. No comment. You think of Harden, still alive, still part of this place, and wonder if the past is ever truly past. Yeah, sure, once you kill it. So, shipyards, huh? Let's go ahead and blow a good roll here. Nice. Halfway up yard hand. So we've got a 2 left over. We should probably try to make some money, but at the same time, I don't know. Let's do another of these. We're pretty close to finishing up this low-ender thing. This is still not great. Okay, that worked out really well. And the children shared us some food with us, so that was actually really worthwhile. guess that's... Yeah. I like that survived. And yeah, getting an actual home would probably be helpful. I bet it'll improve our conditioning for sleep, too. But right now we're poor and desperate, so we're going to go with what we got. Okay, we are 1 day away from actively being hunted now. Oh, what's that? So there's the scrap. So this is the house we can buy. We need scrap for that. I'm going to go ahead and blow a 6 on this nonsense. Just absolutely guarantee that sucker. Fill out the lowlander. We gained the random scrap. That's part of why I wanted to do that. And now I have access to that. So yeah, it looks like 4 scrap to do that. So we'll sit on that for right now. You cross between 2 walls of units, one of the cavernous streets at the center of the low end. The pressurized bridge is full of the clack of tavla, shouts of children, and the whir of air filters. Sleeper, you turn to see a man sitting at a tavla table alone, somehow untouched by the hustle and bustle of the people around. Sit. You sit at the metal stool and you start setting out the board with counters. Release the filter caps low-enders typically use in their place. Caster, he says by way of introduction. Night or day? Day. Let's begin. You take a plastic die each, pitted and worn, and roll to determine who starts. He rolls a 6, you roll 4. I lead. Play passes back and forth between you. The dice changing hands as the caps spread along the board. As it does, Caster speaks. It's unusual to see a sleeper on the eye. That's why I wanted to play you. We'll play carefully. After all, a sleeper's mind must be somehow different to a human one. Being emulated, I mean. I don't mean to offend you. I merely say that you're different. You are, by definition, different. What has been subtracted in the emulation? What's been added? He slides a single cap into open point, a risk and an opportunity. He hands you the dice. Do you ever think about this? About what you were before and what you are now? Yeah. The holding game. Commendable. It can be brave to build from what came before. We cannot idle too long, Sleeper. The slower we move, the sooner we're caught. The past you is not you. The past you is not just an idea, a concept for you. It's a living, breathing person. You split from them like a shadow splitting from its caster. They may be sleeping now, yes, but one day they'll awake and carry on with their lives, unaware of your fate, no matter what it may be. You're a branch severed from the trunk, an offshoot who refuses to die, so to speak. You roll again, under pressure now. Trying to slip your caps from under casters before he solidifies control of the game. So what I'm curious about is how you see yourself in all this. What does this make you? Free. Yes, I can see that. Your life as an escapee was never meant to happen, yet here we are. Your life is an offshoot. It could go anywhere from here. You try a few more rolls, attempting to get back in the game, but Caster clears his home board with a sense of no. He has known he was winning for a while. I feel I may have pushed too far. I apologize. My curiosity has a habit of getting the better of me. Return a cap to the board, but all the places are blocked. You play well. Really. Your weakness is not your game. We have much to learn from each other. I feel we could share knowledge, ideas, data, to our mutual benefit. We'll see. I don't want to make you uncomfortable. My intention is only to help you endure, if I am able to feed my curiosities. You notice the bustle once more, the call of the children, deliver the arguments and reconciliations. They wash over you. Caster nods as you do. Crossing the walkway, you replay the moves of the game, looking for an opening you were sure that was there. So now we can sell him Havenage protocols and Yadigan stuff, which we do not have. Yeah. Alright. Oh, we need so many things in so many directions. Alright. But the biggest worry right now is this. Tomorrow, this hunting thing is going to end. which means we probably should go ahead and push the Feng thing, because it's the only lead we have on getting rid of the tracker. There's 2. 1. Another 1. Another 1. And another 1. Wow. Let's do that too. Slip in the worm. See what happens. Nothing in it but to win it. The worm slots in and begins tunneling down a thread. Godspeed, little. Okay. I guess we'll just see what happens there. And in 3 turns, that'll finish. Okay. We need access to this shipyard and we need money. I'm going to go with the shipyard first. See if we can unlock something a little bit more positive here. I'm going to withdraw. Nope. Alright, let's see what bad things is about to happen. Let's progress evil, shall we? Who wants to progress evil? Oh, there, Sleeper. Don't you run. He's got a gun. Okay. Good, good. You know your master's voice. You got all the way here and stayed put? That's a Sleeper thing. You're my first. You notice the handgun he has leveled at your chest. Don't start to take your eyes off it. He reaches down with his other hand and slips out some kind of ring out from a belt loop. Making it to the eye, though. That's pretty good. This place isn't so bad. Bars, markets, people. I pulled most of my contracts out of asteroid caves or off of godforsaken moons. He splits the ring into 2 perfect circles. It's hard to hit civilization when there's so much space to pass through. Who are you? Just a freelancer on a contract. Run! Shot rings out, echoing off the metal so loud it hurts your ears. A bullet hole smokes in the wall beside your head. You freeze and Ethan closes the gap. This is a very boring routine. Trust me, I've seen it all before. To the ship and home. Going easy. Hired you. Your daddy's at SNR. They want you home for dinner. You have to come all the way out here just to head to SNR right away. The tracker of yours makes this too quick. I was hoping you'd put up more of a chase, though. You know, a running battle through the bright market, maybe, or a holdout in the low end. Just a few establishments I could enjoy checking out while I asked around. You walk on in silence for a little while longer, desperately trying to think of a way to escape. That SNR tracker will be the death of you. Hey, I have an idea. How about on the way back we stop for a drink? I'm buying. Although I've got myself thinking, what's the rush here? Here we are in one of the most lawless joints in the circuit systems, and we're heading for the exit. He pauses as you trudge on in silence. Okay, here's the idea. You and we make a little agreement. Here are the terms. You run or leave or try to abandon, I shoot you. You plot or scheme and try to kill me, I shoot you. But you come meet me at an establishment of my choice every few cycles and pay my tab, I don't shoot you. You don't pay my tab, I shoot you. Oh, I need to kill this man. You know, I really thought I was going to have to kill you, but this is so much better. I'm going to see if I can find my old stool at the compressor club. Come see me there. I'm going to remind you, that body versus one big truck, so don't even think about living the eye. Okay, so now we have a financial, like, pull on existing. Which means we're going to have to make money every turn, essentially, in order to spend money every however often on this asshole. Or die instantly. And yeah, we also have the other criminal group we haven't had enough money to pay off yet. We also lost our only reliable job down there. I mean, yes, we have another job opportunity up here, but it's like, goddamn. Okay, first thing we're going to do is we're going to go to this job. And we're going to blow a 6 on this. And make 13 cryo. Oh, that's it. Ouch. Okay. In 4 turns, I gotta pay whatever the hell tab he's come up with. Yeah, there's the Intuit job. There's the Endure and Engage job. I have none of these stats, by the way. There's the sell stuff job, which we don't have stuff to sell at the moment. And there's the job that requires a stat we don't even have to access. Fang is taking his sweet time. Could you get rid of this tracker, please? This is just an unlock. It's not even a job. I am going to do that, though. Okay. Screw it. Let's just do this. We can't go below 1. Oh, we got some energy back. Nice. And a pittance of money. I have no idea if you can escape him, but that felt like a you can't escape him thing. Usually that kind of progressing evil mechanic means things have gotten worse, more or less permanently. Sometimes there's a way out of it, like I'm guessing the tracker will be. Hoping the tracker will be. Sometimes not so much. What's a day off, Arcandle? Is that when you get work done without being on camera while doing it? Because I do that all the time. Let's keep pushing this stupid shipyard. Let's blow a 3 here. Okay, so now we're a yard hand. So we can sell ship mines here. And gain intel, Yadigan data. Interesting. Looks like 2 new jobs. An engineer and an interface, both of which I happen to be very good at. Looks like there is negative successes will get us kicked off the job list, lose the job, but positives get us upgraded. Let's go ahead and do a guaranteed success over here. Alright. 12 cryo for that. Not terrible. From the walkway, the sidereal horizon looks impossibly vast, a landscape of plating and frames. All along her flanks, torches flicker, drones maneuver, arc lights glint. The sense of scale of industry is both stunning and strangely unsettling. From the walkway, oh, sorry, she's quite beautiful, I think. You turn to see a figure a little way down the walkway, leaning on the railing. He is thin, ragged, his work gear poorly fitting and loose. The torches of the sidereal horizon flicker in his eyes as he turns to you. Lem. And this is Mina. We'll say, hi, Mina. She stares and tucks herself behind Lem, who dutifully picks her up. She's a little slow to trust, aren't you, Mina? She buries her face in the folds of his overalls. Mina looks out from Lem's chest, a dark brown eye twinkling on the wrong material. You working on her, then? Lem asks eagerly. Or just admiring? Which one are we doing? Neither. Okay. She says neither. Well, you should consider it. Isn't that right? She's Mina's and my ticket out of this place. Our escape vector, so to speak. Okay. Hi, Archeonville. What do you think of the artwork?
Hey, Spartan, you spelled it wrong both times. It's
Yeah,
X-A-H-N.
I wasn't going to say anything. You came closest the first time.
Yeah, like that.
Have you ever heard of these?
Yes. Have I ever had them? No. Have I ever seen them? No. But I have heard of them because there was a thing about sweets in different places.
Interesting.
It's okay, Spartan. Don't worry.
What? Yeah, you gotta say it all Herc-esque. Have fun. Okay. Well, I mean, you're gonna succeed at painting. You're going to succeed at painting one way or the other.
If I can find the stuff.
That's more important.
Yeah.
Because it helped. Whatever. She's Mina's and my ticket out of this place, our escape vector, so to speak. The ship? Haven't you heard? Anyone who takes a Havenage contract on the Sidereal Horizon will be entered into a draw on the transit support crew. Won't get to sleep the journey, though, but a couple of decades of service will be nothing for me and Mina if it means landfall in a world. Decades? It's a long trip. It's a colony ship, friend. Oh, we're not playing that until later this year. The Sealess Foundation is sending thousands of people to settle a system well outside the reach of the core worlds. They'll be totally independent colony. No surrogacy, no corporations. Why is it here? Why build it here, you mean? Oh, don't ask me. I know as much as Mina does about that. I suppose many corporations weren't too happy about breaking with the idea of surrogacy, setting up somewhere without feeding back to the core. Maybe Sealess got locked out of the corporate shipyards. Had to go begging for somewhere else to set up. Homeless, just like Mina and me. Daddy, food. Okay. I'm just chatting a little, Meanie. Give Daddy a sec. I'm not in the Havenage crew yet, but I'll work my way in. You can do it too, friend. We have to stick together. I'm working on it. Okay. We've got to hold out, okay? That's how it works. You agree, Mina? Daddy loves me. Daring. She says it stubbornly. Daring you to question her. That's it. We hold on. We're just a couple of softies, isn't that right, Mina? He sets her down. Gotta feed this one. Maybe see you on shift, okay? See you, robot. Yes, that is me, the robot. Beep boop. I have a new drive, which is win a side reel ticket. Well, we're kind of working on that as is. Not really needing to. I don't know, Traxie. I kind of hope we don't, because I might have to kill them. That is definitely a them, not a me. Because I'm not that person. Let's go ahead and put in a salvage. Let's just see if this acts the way I think it does. Yep. Well, first of all, it's suicide, so it doesn't count as a triaxia. So I've got a 1. Sure, what do we got? We just keep getting those keys and still don't have a use for them. So tomorrow should bring us something. I think tomorrow we'll go and pop all stabilizer too. 2 dice is just too few. Before we do that event, let's look around for a second. There. Whoops. Pop this real quick. With the encrypted keys. We're also starving right now. But let's do the event first. Let's go, Sleeper. Sorry for the hurry. We're in something of an opportunity. The data you ripped? Well done, by the way. Tells me Harden is making a rare inspection of the sidereal horizon this cycle. It's the perfect chance to confront him outside of that compound he hides in. The sidereal horizon? Still catching up? That's the massive colony ship being built at the shipyard. Biggest commission Havenage has ever had. Ah, it's him, Sleeper. It's the same Harden Hurst. Our worm ripped out decades of records that mention him by name, an entire trail of documentation from his first days of the Solheim collapse until now. He routed the whole thing, slipped into Havenage when it first broke off from the Union. He paces the tunnel. I need you to understand something about Solheim. I don't know what you know about the collapse, but it wasn't as instant as it sounds. It wasn't like Solheim was here running the station one day and next Erland's Union took power. Back then, Solheim knew this place was slipping away from them. As the palladium market collapsed, they worked to keep the contractors here working. Pay got smaller, costs got higher. People like my parents were forced to work nonstop just to keep their berth on the station and water in their tanks. Solheim squeezed every last worker until the mistakes, the accidents, were coming nonstop. As new waves of contractors came in desperate for work, Solheim welcomed them, taking bribes instead of checking pilot licenses. The whole time Solheim was folding up, dragged into court cases in the central systems while the severed limb of a station still desperately tried to take all it could. The riots came after the collision at Dock 2. A young pilot, his MAV overloaded with palladium, miscalculated his trajectory and took out the section of the ring. Hundreds died, thousands panicked. My parents told me people were terrified and the blame fell squarely on Solheim. People like to tell stories about Erland, how he brought the factions together, spoke to the crowds, turfed out Solheim. Maybe that's true. But my mother, pregnant with me, locked herself in their MEV and welded it to the dock while my father joined the improvised crews trying to seal up the ragged edges of the gap. He never came back. They sealed it up, though, and by the time they did, Solheim was gone, abandoning every one of us to the black. Apart from people like Harden, people who held their place, rode it out, and slipped into the new structure like nothing had changed, standing shoulder to shoulder with those they had exploited at every step. That's why I can't just let him strut about the shipyard. This time his past catches up with him. How is he still alive? Well, you don't know much about executives. That kind of power comes with certain benefits. Alright, sure, this is really stupid. Let's go show this guy some consequences. A web of corridors leads to the complex, snatches of construction bays, always appearing through the windows, ships suspended like whale corpses, skeletal and imposing. Feng seemed to know exactly where he's going, and before long he got into a huge dry dock locked into one side of Sidereal Horizon. I need to write down a name. Sorry, 1 second. A network of platforms and scaffolding cling to the ship's hull, filled with workers and equipment. The sound is stretched out by the vast space of the welding, The cutting and the ceiling seem to come from everywhere at once. Both you and Fang spot them at the same time. A group slowly walk across the gantry. And at the front, 2 men, one gesturing towards the ship, and the other stick-thin, cleanly dressed, with a shock of gray hair. You and Fang say his name in unison, and the Fang sits off the staircase with you behind. As you come closer to the same level the group is passing, the foreman gestures the work being done through the dock and Hardin nodding along. Hardin Hurst! Dun, 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 dun. That's him. That's not a flick of gray. Yes? He glances between you and Fang, and you see his gaze linger on your body, unsure of why a sleeper might be here. You're a traitor, Hardin. A Solheim executive who tried to hide here among its victims. You stand for everything the Eye was rebuilt in the shadow of, against everything Erland stood for, everything Avanage stood for. You have no place on the station. Well, good to meet you, too. You're from the systems branch, are you not? You need to call your security. This man is a corporate agent. The foreman glances between Fang and Hardin, his hands drumming at his sides. Hardin leans forward and says something inaudible. The foreman nods. And what would as you confirm it, the Hardin turns his attention to you. And what would a sleeper know about that? You accuse me of being a corporate agent. What are you, if not exactly that? He looks around the group, who are already eyeing you with suspicion. You're a product of Essenarp. You have no place in Avanage shipyard. Who knows what signals you're sending back to your makers? Fang holds up his stick of memory. You guessed right, I am systems, and I have records that link you to Solheim direct right here. So once again, I'm asking you to take this man into the custody of the shipyard. If you have such data, why hasn't it been submitted at a members' meeting for proper review? I have nothing to hide, unlike a man who does not announce his name, enters my shipyard with corporate property in tow and tries to turn my own men against me. You hear it now, the echoing sounds of boots on walkways coming from all angles at once, and then settling behind you. Please, submit the data through the correct channels and we can talk. For now, you must leave. The security detail and their hands on boxy black sidearms show up. You can't wriggle out of this when a security officer draws the weapons a little bit. Fang turns and stares him down. So this is terrible. This is always a terrible idea, and I kind of need this guy alive because if nothing else, I kind of need my tracker gone. You know, that would be nice if my tracker could go away. No, this was extraordinarily stupid. I love that at the top of the screen you could see just like to punctuate how stupid this is. I am at half health, fading, with 2 dice, and I am starving. Okay, well, neither of these options are good. Whatever, in for a pound. Nope, Fang backs down. Okay. You know, Sleeper, sometimes people are exactly how you expect them to be. Something pings in his pocket and he takes it out. On a slate of web connections starts drawing itself out, stretching to a set of points around the ring. Got him. What's that? Hardin is doing what any snaky person does, calling his friends. We're tracking his outgoing messages. The old ways are best. Spook them good enough and they give the game away. He jabs at the slate and you see the web is being drawn over a map on the ring. Lines signaling. See these dots? These are Hardin's buddies. The one he's messaging right now. How are we going to find them all? You tricked me. Of course, Hardin isn't working alone. We need the full set or nothing. We better split for now. This is exactly what we need. Can you get rid of my freaking tracker? Please? And now Feng's gone for 4 days. I'm just gonna stab him. I'm gonna stab him. I don't know what I'm gonna stab him with, but there's definitely gonna be some stabbing happening. Well, whatever. Let's get a guaranteed success over here to get some money. I do have metal fingers. Ooh, some scrap. Oh, in fact, where are we at with scrap here? Yeah, now we just need one. Fortunately, we could also use some food. So let's do this one. Working indoors is really killing me. But we got fed, and we got a minuscule amount of money. How much is this? 150 to progress. Jesus. Okay. And this, we still don't know how much this is going to be. God. We still get 3 dice tomorrow. Yeah, there's a reason I'm not spending any money right now. Oh, God. What do you want to bet his bill gets higher each rotation, so it's like an escalating tax? A slow enrage. Oh, whatever. Let's get a sleep in. Tomorrow I will officially use the stabilizer. I was off by 1. Okay. So let's go ahead and work a shift so we can get fed. We're going to do a really low one for that. Please don't be negative. Okay, that's actually okay. Now we're going to work a shift down here at the shipyard. Get a much higher roll here. Okay. Oh, and we got a random scrap. Nice. This is a choose your own adventure, Zephyrus. It's actually a board game. Dice placement board game, specifically. So now I need to do endure actions. For a while! Oh, man. Okay. That endure is just constantly a pain in my ass. And it is a risky endure, too. That sucks. Alright. It sleeps. Well, some good dice there. I'll take. Okay, so we're going to blow the 6 here, because that's going to become a 5. Ugh, we still got a neutral outcome. Jesus. Okay, then we're going to blow the 5 here, which is going to become a 6. Need that money. Okay. Up to 130 money. Okay, so his first bar is 58. There. Can't believe he just did that. His mocking laugh comes from the bar. You look him over, leaning in the pool of light, empty glasses and spilled drinks glinting around him. It's always dark in the compressor, but his cycleless place is packed, a load of spacers mixing with the locals. Usually they run. They go spend their savings on some local heavy I have to put down. They don't pay. Walk away. You think that's it? 1 round of drinks and we're even? Sleeper, come on. His hand comes to rest on the gun. What's stopping him? You think this is on me? I'd think someone in your position might have a better idea of how this all works. I'm a freelancer, Sleeper, just like you. We both signed a contract with SNR, didn't we? The difference is my word means something. What did you think? You could just run away from your contract, your debt? You just steal that natty little body of yours and play with it for a joyride? Play human for a cycle like you? You have absolutely no idea what you're talking about. It's you, Sleeper, that doesn't understand. Some of us pay our debts, but it's all harder because of idiots like you. I should thank you, though, for giving me such an easy job. I'm used to outlaws, you know, real bounties. If I knew catching sad little escapees like you was so easy, I would have changed clients ages ago. Someone shouts from the back of the bar for Ethan to shut up. He folds a finger in that direction without turning around. Then shoot me or let me leave. Oh, I see. Toughening up here, then. Thumbs up or thumbs down, folks. Most people turn back to their drinks, no longer interested in the tired show. Ethan mutters insults as he walks back to the bar. He sits down on his stool, searches through the glasses for something. Thing is, Sleeper, I can find you anywhere. It's actually wild you haven't figured it out. That body isn't yours, and it will always betray you, no matter what. So please, go. I'll catch up with you whenever I need another. You turn on your hero and walk out of the cloying dark and sweat stench of the compressor. You walk hard and fast down the walkway, anger driving your footfalls into the metal of the rim like hammers. And, yep, he will be here in 4 more days. Like a dick. Cool. Let's go ahead and push this up to a 4. Do another round of work here. Okay, so we are now a welder's mate. We also got scrap. Each shift, a crowd of would-be workers gathers outside the shipyard, each of them clinging to 4-digit number printed on receipt paper. These are their assignment numbers, and you're either called in for a shift, or you aren't. As you arrive, the crowd is restless and chatter rumbles through the lines. For those who, like you, have graduated into the work teams, shifts are guaranteed. Having just walked out of a meeting with a supervisor where you were praised for your efforts, you feel the glow of a job well done. You can't help but feel empathy for those huddled as you pass, waiting for the number to come up. You keep your head down as you leave the shipyard, feeling guilty as you do. Hey, Sleeper, wait up! Oh, no. Lem, dude, someone's trying to literally kill me. Good to see you, my friend. You made a work team. Good for you. Shh, baby, give me a second here. He smiles weakly as he tries to comfort her, and her crying starts to fade. Out of the crowd, he sets Mina down by his side, shiny streaks down both of her cheeks. Is Mina okay? She's good. We had to rush up here. Esther, who usually takes her, is sick. I don't know who... A voice sounds from the distance. A klaxon, followed by a list of numbers growing brightly on a display screen. The crowd responds instantly, pushing and pulling as people try to wait at the entry point. Lem stops and looks down the crowd. That's my number. Oh no, Mina. Don't worry. I'll watch her. Thank you, sir. You're gonna stay with our friend here, okay? They're gonna keep you safe, and... Here, take her bag. She's got food. I gotta go. Mina, I'll be back real soon, okay? Be good. And Lem disappears into the whirling crowd who are now trying to get into the shipyard before it locks down. Mina stands staring, suddenly small without Lem at her side. He fixes you with a dark eye you can't read. Hi, Mina. You okay, Mina? She sniffs and looks down. What's in your bag? Okay, let's see. A few metal containers, fashioned from scrap components, a battered slate on top of a blinking, low battery warning, and tucked beside it, a ragged rabbit. Let's take the rabbit. Pull the rabbit out of the bag, its long limbs waggling as you do. Mina goes to jump and grab it, but holds herself back. What's her name? I shake the rabbit. Okay, I give her the rabbit. She hugs it tightly without looking away from you. Bun Bun. Hi, Bun Bun. You move closer as you speak, closing the gap. He doesn't speak, she says. She looks at you suspiciously, but her face softens a little. She waggles Bun Bun in front of you and then walks him up your arm and onto your shoulder where he sits. Are you really a robot? Sort of. Yeah, me too. Mina has more questions. Lots of questions. Questions about how you breathe or if you rust. But before long, you're talking about rabbits and what Esther, the lady who usually takes her, smells like and whether or not fairies live in the ice heating pipes. The answer is yes, of course. You pass the time like this, sitting side by side on the floor of the walkway as others pass by, sometimes talking, sometimes drawing on the slate, sometimes playing with Bun Bun the rabbit. This is how Lem finds you, just as both of you are starting to yawn. He is dirty and tired, but Mina leaps up his legs and into his arms as he stumbles backwards. You two get along okay? Yeah, we're cool. Mina shoots you a smile, or suspicion not. Oh, well, looks like the meanie can be nice. He pokes her in the ribs and she squeals. Thank you, friend. I mean it. I owe you. Look, it seems like Esther, the lady who usually watches her, is going to be out for a spell. If you ever have time, I'd appreciate if you come down to our place in the low end. If you have time. But now I have to take this one to eat! He starts biting at Mina, and she giggles in response. See you, Sleeper. He waves, and they stumble down the corridor, drawing gazes from passing spacers as Mina's laughter echoes down the corridor in bright squeals. Drive discovered. Help Lem work. Oh, wow. And that's adorbs. So now we're an engineer. Straight up side rail assembly. Oh my god. That's a lot to fill that up. Still, that might be a nice job when we have some good dice. 1s and 2s are not for that. Still, hopefully that'll finally be some decent income. We can babysit. It's safe, of course. Unless Lem gets time in the shipyard, he won't qualify for the Sunrow. Watching Mina gives him that chance. So, if I give him the chance to get the Sunrow, so I have to do that 6 times to get him the slot. I'm not going to blow a low chance on that. I don't want to risk that. Ugh. So, yeah, 1s and 2s. Let's go datascaping. See if we can find anything here. More Avidage data. We're up to 3 of those now. 2 more and we can finally sell it. And, ooh, not much else to scrape. Let's scrape up here. Yadigan. Yeah. Let's see if we can get some Yadigan data. Agreed. Perfect. We actually did get the Yadigan data, so let's switch back over here. Hunter's right on our heels, too, so that's a good time to pause on that. I don't know if anything reduces the Hunter. Nope, that wasn't it. It was the next one. This one. How much do you sell me for this? 10 cryo. The acquisitions officer eyes you suspiciously as you download the data to her terminal. This is more than she was expecting. Lol. There's still areas we haven't even unlocked for exploration yet, like the Rotunda, for example. And this one. The spoke. Never mind the money gap. Let's sell our scrap really quick. So we don't need that anymore. And let's buy a meal. I know we can get free meals, but let's just go ahead and get a solid meal here. There we go. Get our bars a little bit more full for right now. And next day we'll start with 6 dice. Those are some extremely good dice. Wow. Okay. Let me think about that. Okay. I feel like getting a good house is going to be helpful. And this is going to bring this down to a 5. Well, hang on. Actually, before I commit to that. That's what I thought. None of those are immediates. Fang is still 1 day out from whatever the hell he's doing. Let's go and I hate to burn a 6 here because we could burn a 5 here as well, but I want to know what we get out of this because if I'm understanding correctly, this should be like we had a job, then we had a good job, now we should have a really good job. Well, let's see if that's true or not. Nope, that's only 15 cryo, so it's just another job. It's just a riskier job. Okay, that's good to know. Alright. I really wish I could save. Let's buy this. Hey, Reptile's Blade. about the stabilizer. As you leave from the surgery, eager to be away from Toshiro's glare, you notice something wrapped around the stabilizer vial, clutched tightly in your hand. You open your hand and a thin film marked with holes and sigils unrolls around the vial. At one end is a hard metal strip. You unfold the cloudy film to the light. It's perforated with ornate holes. Passkey. The metal worn is pitted, but you can see number 207F at the low end. For a moment, you consider going back to the surgery room and return the key, then quickly think better of it. Did Sabine want you to have this, or is Toshiro passing on a message? But the whole reason I did that was we can finally get away from having a -1 to endure. Freaking finally. Oh, and we apparently have, what? 2 upgrade points right now. Blocks work, yes, Reptile's Blade. Blocks are considered a single entity for donations. That's why they're blocked together. Well, it's one of the reasons. So I will put that towards the Castlevania... Castlevania, because we got like 3 Castlevania blocks. The SNES block. And the NES block. And thank you, Reptile's Blade. Yeah, we finally got out of 0 on that. Well, either way, you know those 6s? Well, now they're not -1 6s. Let's make our frickin' apartment. Like, we're just gonna go full hog wild on this. Now, do we risk the last one? That is a 25% chance to... Ah, screw it. Let's just do it. Let's just do it. Give me my house. Hey! You track down the difficult leak, close it after working, look over the wreck. Now... No! Wrong one. Okay. We could spend a little bit of cryo to feed a stray animal that's been nosing around. Interesting. I was hoping this would be a slightly better house than our cargo bin. It actually looks like it isn't. Yeah, it's still -2, -1. We do have another interaction here. We also have almost no money. But at this point, in for a penny, in for a pound. Stray fed. You buy the crackers from a shop unit downstairs and crumble them into a tray. Something moves in from the shadows. The stray hops down a work surface and looks out the unit's small window. It doesn't acknowledge your presence, it just sits there beside the tray of crumbled crackers staring out at low end. What is this cat's story? Are there more on the station? You haven't seen another in the low end, but in this vast megastructure that means little. There could be a whole colony of cats like this one in the Warrens. You look at its sleek, dark fur and sharp eyes. It doesn't look ragged, it looks at home. In fact, its presence in the unit makes you wonder if this is the stray's apartment you are squatting in. You lean a little forward and the stray tenses up. Perhaps it's best to give it a moment to get used to you. The stray settles a little and starts eating, picking at the broken crackers. You don't remember ever having been this close to an animal. It triggers something in you, a recognition of a life, totally unlike your own, but still somehow connected, parallel, even interwoven. Do you like it here? Stray flicks her tail at the sound of your voice. It's hard to imagine the Stray liking anything, or at least being vulnerable enough to admit to it. The Stray's pleasure at existing here in this place shines through its every sinew. It's not that the Stray is always happy in there, but the Stray is engaged by this place. It's alive here. You turn your eyes to the window, the one which the Stray looks out of, and both of you watch the stars and ships together. You feel something pass between you and the Stray, a kind of acknowledgement of each other. A sense of each of you might share something with the other, a point of connection. And all at once the Stray yawns, hops down the unit, and brushes along your legs. Then it's gone, out through the unit door, and back into the corridors at the low end. Okay. Interesting. So we can make a cat happen. Costs money, though. We've still got an asshole to deal with. Alright, let's see what's going on here. As you push the door open, the automatic lights flicker on inside the apartment. They reveal yellowing plastic panels, the curved shape of a wall-mounted utility units, the detritus of routine life arranged on every surface. You step inside, clicking the door shut behind. The amber light of the aging fixtures glaze everything with pale orange. The work surfaces hold a variety of objects, indistinct in the dull lighting. A pale blue light drifts in from the doorway. Smudges through the thin layer of dust suggest a recent, rare, and hurried visit. They trace a path to the water dispenser, the auto-wash, and a cabinet still half open. On the shelf sits an empty pill case. You cross the cramped utility room with its auto-wash, dispenser's water closet, towards the doorway. Through the doorway is a dark, warm room, lit only by the faint glow of a terminal screen. The bunk is tucked into the wall, the blankets ruffled. A wall desk glitters with rows of vials and containers. A briefcase lab sits open with loaded with rows of reagents and compounds you do not recognize. In comparison, this room is clean, ordered, and controlled. As you approach, there is a crackle from somewhere in the dark. Sleeper. Sorry. Sabine's voice shakily comes from the apartment. Welcome to my home. I'm sorry I can't be there. I had to make alternate arrangements. I was able to record this message, but I don't dare show my face. Something is happening with the Yadigan. I no longer trust them. I have something to ask of you. I want you to get me out. Lady, I'm having trouble keeping myself fed, alive, and free. Not necessarily in that order. Yadigan were supposed to hide me, to protect me. After everything that happened, I was desperate. And after that, I was too tired to care. But I'm done with them now. I want out. Screw the debt. Ugh, but I need insurance. Oh god, I just sold the Yadigan info. I can hold against them. I have suspicions, but I can't be sure. I need information. And as you know, you need me. This isn't a threat. You have to understand my position here. I know sleepers. I've been here before. I can help you, but not with Yadigan's noose around my neck. Give me data. Give me information. Give me something I can use against the Yadigan. And I can get out and get you what you need. Please. Bring it here to my terminal when I can. You sit in front of the humming terminal and hit a few keys. Sabine has left an access port open, but the rest is encrypted, locked away behind passcodes. It seems Sabine might not trust you as much as they want you to think. Who does Sabine need to hide from, and what debt do they owe to the Yadigan? You try to assemble the pieces, but too many are missing. One thing you know is without stabilizer, you will die. You glance at the briefcase lab on the desk. It's glassware glinting in the dark. You turn away and leave, the door clunking shut behind you. Back in the corridor, you notice the scrawled graffiti of a blade on the opposite wall. Yadigan. You feel yourself being drawn into something you don't quite understand. Cool. That's cool. There was a cat. Yep, there's the Yadigan data, and I need 3 Yadigan datas. Oof, okay. Okay, that sucks. Alright. Let's, what do we got here? Intuit and engage. What's this one? Intuit and engage. Okay. We're, of course, piss broke. And that's endure and engage. Okay. That's a lot of engage. So we can get a +1 engage right now. So here's what we can do. We can get a +1 engage, a +1 intuit, a +1 endure, a +2 interface, a +2 engineer, or any 2 combination of these 5 abilities. Now I have to admit, chance at gaining energy after any engage action sounds nice. In fact, honestly, of these, the only 2 that look interesting to me are the 2 engage ones, Thrill Seeker and Obsessive Haggler. Self-repair, I don't have scrap to burn. Having more engineering is nice, but that's just whatever. Double data, I guess that would be nice. I'm sorry, I guess that's true. So I should probably get double data, shouldn't I? Yeah, let's commit to that. I'm gonna start needing that. And... gosh. See you around, Dakota. Have a good night. Let's go ahead and grab that, just for the chance of some kind of benefit. And we're starving. As it should be. First, what the hell are we going on with here? It's more than a few cycles since Feng confronted Hardin. The silent sense has been noticeable. In your time with Feng, you haven't exactly found him reliable, but you did expect to hear about the end of whatever plan he put into action. But if he won't come to you, you think he'll approach the Havanich building. It's time to come to him. After all, he did promise to fix your tracker, and it's getting really frustrating, that tracker problem. As you approach the bay doors, you see them open wide, and light pours out of the one-star room. Stacks of servers and terminals sit outside the bay, suddenly robbed of their mystery. A figure in Havanich security steps out, carrying a stack of hardware. It already looks like trouble. You lower your head and shift your direction as smoothly as you're able. You again! Hardin is there, leaning behind the bay entry, so calmly you barely noticed him. He has a slate in hand, and an inventory of seizures sprawled across it. Predictable, further evidence of Feng's collusion. You see another security bouncer take out of the bay and take notice of you. Hardin. Don't worry, Sleeper. We all have the evidence we need. A confession won't be necessary. He gestures on the stacks, however. Spying on fellow Havanich members, hoarding Solheim materials, an obsession with corporate data speaks for itself, does it not? That was his job. What would you know about jobs, Sleeper? He looks up the glass roof above. We're the ones providing the oxygen you're breathing, the light you're seeing, the systems you use every day to live out your cycles. This place was hard fought for, Sleeper. It took work, diplomacy, and strength to stop the Eye descending into chaos after Solheim collapsed. Not blind conviction or self-interest. I wouldn't call Feng selfish. I know about the background of our mutual friend, don't you worry about that. His parents would be sickened by the damage he's trying to do to the institution they helped found. You see, Sleeper, we are proud of our history here. Andre Elrond and the First Union founded this place, and Havanich has welded his values into the station's very walls. We will never turn away the hard-working, the just, the true citizens of the Eye. Havanich aren't a gang like Yadigan. We aren't pirates like half the spacers you meet in the hub, or the esoterics like the Hiffa radicals of the Greenway. We're the backbone of this place, proud and true. We named it Erlin's Eye, Sleeper. This is our station, so please take your false accusations elsewhere before I decide I need that confession after all. I'm going to stay silent. If you have any pride, you'll give up Feng the moment he contacts you. You know where to find me. As they leave, something catches your eye. A crumpled, hand-printed box of synthetic chewing gum. A penguin character grinning from the brightly colored card. Take me to Tambor. You carefully pocket the box, making sure no one's watching, then walk away. Just another stack of servers wheeled out. What have you done, Feng? And what the hell is Tambor? God damn it, please get rid of my tracker? I mean, I should have known the tracker thing wouldn't be a short thing, but god dang, I've been beelining it every single day. Okay. So we have a lot of really crappy dice right now. And 2 days until we need at least 60 money. So that sucks. Okay, so first and foremost, I'm not sure, Evo. Let's blow a 6. Get some money going. Just a little bit of money. That's all we can do right now. Let's go ahead, and we're also on the verge of being attacked by Hunter. That's great. Let's try to get some Yadigan data. And hope this doesn't cost us. So we got 2 Yadigan data. Nice. And there's Hunter. Entity, submit. Your ally in the sealed dock cannot save you. In that globe head, you see whirling strings of data. So many spinnings that they threaten to tear through the thick skin and whip it out into the void around. Whatever happened to this creature? So we strike. As you still play, realize you have to find a way to deal with Hunter once and for all. It's getting too dangerous. Yeah. We're also starving. That's kind of just related there. We do not have the money for a full meal. So we're going to do a day of work for a day of food. Just basic day of food. I'll take 2 energy. That's better than nothing. Well, let's go and turn over our Yadigan data here. No, this is in-game music, Reptiles Blade. A valid concern, to be assured. That's what I just did, Logue. Oh my god, I need money. This really is real life. I need money. It's really sad. I just noticed I still, as of this moment, like I've upgraded my engineering thing twice, and I still don't have what I'd call a reliable source of income. Let's go ahead and do a 5 job here, just to get a little bit more cash flow. 15 more cryo, I'll take it. It's better than nothing. Now I have a 2. 2s should really be spent hacking. So, let's see what we've got. Yadigan. Sure, let's do it. Nope, that's a 1. Avenage, which is a 2. Let's do that. Okay, so I've been waiting on this for a while. Let's go to Caster, and let's sell 5 Havenage data. Let's see what this happens. He gives us a core for that. Ship mind core. That's invaluable. Unfortunately, it doesn't help me right now. Okay. Yeah, I need money in 2 days, or else I'm gonna get shot. Let's go and sleep for the night. Ugh, yeah, we're doing bad. Any events? We did get a 6. That's always nice. Okay. This is one of our more lucrative jobs, so let's blow a 6 here. See if this gets us more than 15. That was 13. Okay, so that's kind of what I wanted to know. That sounds like Disco Elysium. Whoops, wrong place. Alright, let's pray for a good result. Negative outcome. Cool. That sucked. It was a waste of a dice. I need food. I need food, so we're gonna have to go and buy some food. Like, we're literally in the starving state. We can't be starving. I do have one last stabilizer, which we're gonna have to blow tomorrow at this point. What do we got? It's gonna let me. Oh, it will, actually. Let's go ahead and blow that, get our last Yadigan, and let's help out Sabine, and hope to God that's actually going to work out for us. I don't know what this is going to get us, but it cannot be worse than what we're at right now. Right? Right? Things can't get worse, right? As you turn away from the terminal, the final cache of Yadigan data uploads. The air crackles. Sleeper? Sabine? The call's coming closer. This has to be short. I don't know if Yadigan will moderate me. The data you've been bringing me from Yadigan agents, there's something in it I don't understand. This data is all gleaned from their implants, records of integration with their nervous systems, performance analysis, error rates, usage data. I installed many of these implants, and I didn't enable any of this functionality. It has to be somehow baked into their wetware interface, and that's not all. The system's components data are connected to some kind of transmission protocol. It's being broadcast. Every Yadigan enforcer is equipped with black market implants, retinal implants, adrenal boosters, pain suppressors. The implants are gathering data on themselves, on the enforcers' bodies, and on their performance. Why? I can't tell. I promise you these foot soldiers have no idea what's going on. If they knew, I don't imagine they'd be happy with the situation. Yadigan could have a mutiny on their hands. I need a few cycles to put this together, but it must be the percent I need to get Yadigan to releasing my dad. He's one of the heads of Yadigan. It's better if you don't know him. Keep it that way. I have to go. Call back in a few cycles. You step back from the terminal. What does Yadigan have to gain from monitoring its own members? You try to recall what you know about the game, but you have little to go on. You think of Toshiro, Sabine's minder. His mirrored teardrop implants set below hard eyes. What data could they be gathering, and more importantly, why are they sending it? You reflexively rub your forehead, tried to think. Do you really trust Sabine? No. How did you first come to Yadigan's doctor in the first place? You think of their kindness, their care, but also the glazed look of recognition they gave you when they first met you. That look stays in your mind as you slip out of the apartment, glancing around as you close it up and drift into the corridors of the station, unable to shake the unpleasant sensation of being observed. And now, we won't hear from her in 4 days. Great. Well, whatever. We advanced that as fast as we could. We do not have money. Well, I guess we might be about to find out what a game over situation feels like. Let's sleep. So there's the asshole who wants to shoot us, as is his wont. And of course, Feng is like, I'm gonna go do all this other stuff and fight the power. And I'm like, could you turn off my tracker, please, Feng? No, hang on. I gotta start a revolution against the entire station. Okay, but my tracker, could you, Feng? Okay. Let's go ahead and turn in the gun box here, because I didn't realize this was the Tambor, because I'm stupid. Neutral outcome, question mark? As you leave the Tambor tea house, a hand falls on your shoulder. Sleeper, how'd you find me? Arden has your hardware. Don't worry about that, he has no idea what to do with it. He guides you down a set of stairs to one of Tambor's lower levels. The tea house is stacked with curved mezzanines, all connected by a central atrium. The levels are filled with makeshift booths and bars, and conversation bounces busily off the metal walls. Fang sees you looking around. This place used to be a fuel tanker's main drum, hence the name. The tea house part is a bit of a misnomer, though, as you can see anything the eye offers from this place. But real tea isn't exactly readily available. Don't suppose you've seen any habitage types? They don't usually come out this far. Just you. Not anymore, I'm afraid. Suspended without appeal. Turns out Harden has someone's ear. Doesn't bother me, though. It shows we hit a nerve back there. What are you drinking? Why are you so calm? You know any reason I shouldn't be? Hold that thought. Let's order first. Fang is right. The menu's ridiculous. There's at least 10 different types of infusions, most of which you can't make out. But the paper's dominated by an extensive complement of esoteric alcohols and cocktails. Black tea is listed without a price as a seasonal specialty. As you ran into Harden, was he pissed? That snake is so self-righteous, he might actually believe that Erling would approve this meritocratic crap. If Habitage was like it should be, like it was founded to be, they would have shouted him down at any council meeting he dared to mention true citizens. But I guess he kind of runs the place now. Help infusion, please. She nods and looks at him. And you, what the? You're supposed to be working. This is your shift. You work here? Look, Jenna, it's just to say this is my break, and my friend here has been through a lot. Wait. 2 minutes. Only because I don't want to get dragged into whatever this is. She gestures at the table and walks off. What? You know how it is. We all have to eat. Plus, this is the best place to look around here to find a person you might be looking for. Ooh. Remember that web of connections that Harden pinged the moment we confronted him? Those are his collaborators. If we want to understand the Solheim executive might be up to, those are the people we have to find. Could you turn off my tracker, please? Fang is almost whispering. There's a couple of them I suspect on the low end. And while anyone at the low end comes through this place at one time or another. I've set this up so when anyone comes through the network signature, I'm looking for someone in close proximity, I'll mark them. Once they are marked, we can break through their access protocols and get at the good stuff inside. We just have to find them first, hence me moonlighting as a waiter. Wait, I have an idea. What? Look, I can't cover enough of low end on my own. With so much of the two of us, we can cover what? Well, we need to get you in and out of low end in close proximity to as many people as possible. And it turns out my friend has, Mini G Express. Yeah, I've done that. Perfect. Okay, Fang. Don't give me that look. You think I like working here? I think you can use the tips. Alright, fine. We're in this together. Please get rid of my tracker. Please, 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 please. Okay, of course not. I want this guy to die. Okay, so here's the problem, Evo. I am technically stolen property because I have no legal rights. So this asshole right here is a bounty hunter who can follow me based on my tracker. I go to Fang saying, hey, I'll help you out and you'll take care of my tracker. That was, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 quests ago now for this guy. And the thing is, this bounty hunter guy is effectively, in gameplay terms, he is a toll. Every time he decides to extort money out of me, I have to pay or I lose the game. I don't have a lot of good sources of money right now. Like, I had what I thought was a really nice job lined up here, but it only pays 15 cryo per run, which the guy is extorting about 60 from me. The compressor's quiet today. The usual crowds are elsewhere, and the pumping music washes over the place. Ethan's in the same stool in the same pool of light. His head is low, close to the bar, and the bartender is ignoring him. Okay. Sleeper! Time to pay up again, is it? Come here, take their chits. Bartender ignores Ethan. Seems like they've cut him off. Hey! Come, take the chits. The bartender ignores him. Ethan lets out a huge sigh, rubs his eyes with his palm, and reaches towards his holster. His elbow slips and the gun tumbles out. It clatters in the bar and falls on the floor, bouncing into the ground between you. Both you and the bartender look at the gun, stare at it. Butterfingers, says Ethan, and pulls out a hand, beckoning for you to give him the gun back, if you would. The bartender looks at you warily. You crouch down and pick up the gun. Here's the problem. This feels like bait, like from a gameplay perspective. Furthermore, ID codes for... Yeah, as I say, the gun's probably not loaded. And even if it is, it's probably ID coded, either to his actual thumbprint or his biogenetic signature or whatever, right? There's plenty of ways to make it so that only one person can fire a gun. We have that technology now. I'm gonna hand him the gun. Thank you. And where was I? Yes, leaving. Sleeper, well, this has been fun. I think I've wrung every last drop out of this place. Time to go home. Let's go see Essenerb. No. Well, the bounty pays half, but up to you. And he pulls the trigger. The gun clicks. By now, all the attention of the bar is on you and Ethan, who looks at his gun with a bemused expression. The bartender raises an open hand, and in it are 10 shiny bullets. The 10 bullets he took out of Ethan's gun while he was asleep on the bar. It was unloaded. Oh well. He hits you on the head with the butt of the gun. You stagger back and drop to a knee. Somewhere nearby, the gun clatters into a surface. The hit's a glancing blow, but it makes your vision swim. Through the blur, you see Ethan wrestle a small, thin slate from his belt and hold it up. Enough of this. I'm logging the job and calling it. No more playing. Your head aches. Ethan taps through a few screens impatiently, swears and taps again, starts shouting. A dull echo in your ringing ears. He starts screaming at the slate and throws it across the bar. He crouches down, grabs you by the chin, his face clothed, his breath heavy with drink. Essenerb just screwed me. They canceled the contract. They canceled the contract, he shouts at the ceiling. You stand up, struggling to your feet, the sting of the hit fading. Ethan is rubbing his temples, his face pale. You hear a clicking sound, like coins being counted, like bullets being loaded into a magazine. When you shake off the last blur, the bartender has Ethan's pistol trained on Ethan's head. Ethan stumbles back towards the middle of the room, all eyes trained on him. I'll kill all of you, he screams. He stumbles into the wall, spinning away towards the door. I'll be back for that, he shouts at the bartender and lunges out of the compressor. You steady yourself on the bar and catch your breath. The rumble of conversation returns. The bartender goes to say something, but then thinks better of it and begins to clean the bar. After a while, you wander out into the light of the bright market, looking for Ethan around every corner. Okay. I'm going to be honest, I was not expecting that. And yeah, threatening the bar, hell, threatening the bartender is never a good option. Well, we'll see where that goes. Okay. Yeah, why did they cancel the contract? That's a very good question. So Sabine's still doing their thing. My home is still worthless. We have to do the risky one. Well, I have a guaranteed success staved up for this. Energy out of that. It's good. Let's see if we can get a Yadigan here. Hey, there we go. Perfect. I noticed we have 3 Yadigans. Hunter's still there. We haven't been exploring here yet. Okay, so we can explore the spoke, or we can explore the rotunda, and that's the 2 areas we haven't explored yet. What do you think? Rotunda was really early on. We could also do the side reel. We could push side reel because we have a guaranteed success on this. Whoops, not this. Sorry, this. I'm worried what's going to happen when we finish that. Actually, you know what? Hang on. I know what we should spend this on. We should do this. We should make sure that Mina and Lima have that before we finish the colony ship. Let's do that. we'll finish their thing first, then we'll start focusing on the colony ship. And we get money out of the colony ship, too. Yeah, that feels right. Okay. Yeah, but Ethan's not gone. Oof. Also, so you're right about one thing. We need our drug money. Literally. Okay. Let's see if we can find a Yadigan that takes a 3. Like that. Okay, so now we have 5 Yadigan, which is something I did very much on purpose, because now we can do this. So he gave us a stabilizer. Oh, that's extremely helpful. So he gave us a drug. It's actually the first positive I jotted down, Reptile's Blade. So, for those of you not aware, that's extremely helpful because stabilizers are 100 credits. So that was extraordinarily worth selling, saving up those 5 Yadigans for that. I've been working towards that for a minute now. Okay. She still looks like 2 turns out from Sabine's thing. And we're okay-ish on stabilizers. I'm going to burn my stabilizer next turn, it looks like. And I already said the first thing we're doing is we're going to push Lemon Mina. So let's go ahead and watch her so he can get some work in with a 100% success rate. So, also refills our energy completely, by the way. So, very worthwhile. By the end of the day, Mina curls up in your lap and you read her a story. She's asleep and Lem gets back and you two eat together. So that's essentially food. And so it's energy and taking care of them. That's like huge benefit there. I want to burn the 3. Let's burn the 3 on the Rotunda. Let's see if we can manage this. Don't get a negative. Okay. I'll accept that. And that's actually it for the moment. I have 5 of these stupid keys and nothing to use them on still. 2 ship fragments and 1 ship core. Favorite ghost movie? Oh, favorite movie in the last year. Would you believe I haven't been to the theaters in a long time? I think Barbie was the last film I saw in the theaters. Hey, Savacom, are you there? Savacom says, I'd rather die than... It's okay, Evo's not there either. Well, just for you, Savacom, I'm going to spend 4... Oh, no, just for you and Evo. I'm going to spend very, very precious money on cat food. The stray crumbles up the crackers as you watch. Sometimes they let you stroke them, sometimes not. Oh, we didn't get a scene that time. Oh, well. Okay. Let's pop a stabilizer, because we're about to lose our triple. Any events? Okay. So we need energy, and as usual, we have a guaranteed way of getting it. Let's pop our 6. Get 2 energy, 2 success. And she's asleep, whispers Lem, creeping back to the unit's tiny bedroom, sliding the door shut as he does. You're perched at the thin bar of the main room, the slate in front of you still glowing with Mina and your drawings from a cycle spent together. There's a ring, the only world Mina has known, with stick figures standing along the edge. The tall one's you. Drink? Asks Lem. Sure. Lem nods and glugs a few fingers into a couple of metal tumblers, then sits down with you at the bar. Cheers. You know, we actually have something to celebrate this time around. I made the assembly team on the side reel. Congrats. Couldn't have done it without you keeping an eye on little Meanie here. How's our girl doing, Sleeper? She misses her father. Yeah, she's great. I can't take all the credit for Mina. She isn't actually mine. I pulled her off of a refugee shuttle out by one of Ember's moons. The colony was falling apart for decades after Solheim collapsed, survived on next to nothing. Eventually, some of the residents tried to make for the Eye on these decrepit old shuttles. They had no idea what they were doing. The one Mina was on decompressed halfway there. Everyone spaced. The only reason she made it was someone sealed her in a weapons locker. She was ice cold when I reached her. Purple lips. Once I picked her up, I wouldn't let go. The medics treated her with me still clinging to her. Still not sure why. It's called empathy. I know you've never heard of it. We weren't exactly anybody's heroes, you understand. We were private military hired by Conway to protect their claims in the collapse. Once I got Mina, that was it. I quit. Got us dumped here. You saved her. I'm going to sound like an idiot now, but she saved me. That's the truth of it. Me, I brought her to this. She was tiny, too small to know what she'd lost. But I can't stop thinking about it. What if our number doesn't come up in the draw, Sleeper? What then? The side rail will sail off without a thought, leaving us here. What kind of life is that for her? She'll manage. Sorry, I know you don't have it any better. Celebration, right? We got this. And then they die. Of tuberculosis. Imagine all three of us riding the side rail horizon out there to a new world. I think I drank this too fast. I need some sleep. Yeah, me too. See you around, buddy. Thank you, Sleeper. I mean it. For both of us. You know, I have a name. Ooh. Upgrade point. Debating. Because that's what we are. It's our species. We're a sleeper entity. Sleeper unit. That's us on the left. I'm gonna go and grab that. Let's get a +1 engage. Okay. So, hello. Interesting. So our original self, our human self, signed a contract to allow for their personality to be downloaded into a synth. It's actually cybernetic. Partially organic, partially synthetic. And the synthetic person, the sleeper, that would then go and fulfill the terms of the contract for the original person. We were a slave, put very, very simply. So we escaped and got lucky and landed here. But when I say got lucky, I mean we had no food, no money, and we were slowly dying thanks to planned obsolescence. I'm gonna go ahead and risk this. Whoa! What? Okay. Hello? Want to earn a chit? Sure. You cross the docking concourse as she begins to split the plating into two bundles. What is it with this place? Everyone wants their cut. She straightens up to an imposing height, her armor plates creaking, looks up. Don't try anything, alright? I don't want to put anyone else down today. Anyone else? What can I say? My temper's a little short lately. Come on then, enough chat. You've got to earn that shit. You struggle to shoulder the plates, but you do so eventually. Ankita gives you a look. Ship's this way. She sets off down a gantry at an impressive speed. As you catch up to her, she turns down a passageway, pushing through a small crowd of stevedores. Why are you doing this yourself? You mean, aren't I hiring those good folk? I've paid Avenage enough. They're currently rinsing me for mooring I can't vacate unless I either fix the ambergris or sell it off as scrap. Is that your ship? You catch on fast. She got cut up pretty bad on her last job. I had to moor here for a spell, but since then it's only gotten worse. Someone got in and sliced the core from our ship mine, so now she's gone dark. The upshot is I'm short one ship mine with tons of repairs to do. And the rest of the crew signed off the moment they got wind I've been stranded. So yeah, it's been a time. Anything I do to help? I don't know, got a ship mine tucked away in the frame from yours? Actually, yes. I got a triple negative result from one failure. That's from a neutral result, actually. That's what happened. She swings the plates. This is me. You're the first person I've met here who might actually be considered helpful. Look, you want to help? Come see me. I need a hand putting Amber back together. You seem like the type to not try anything stupid. Just don't go spreading this around. Consider it a bonus for not trying to grift me. I got here. So that looks like we got another job. But the good... Oh, that's an engineer job, too. Nice. And looks like that is an 8 successes, but also 6 failures. We need 8 successes, and we fail at 6 failures. Damn. So we gotta be a little cautious about that one. Yeah, he doesn't have any more business for us. That's a shame. So it was a one-off. Okay. Well, obviously we want data. What data do we want? Is there anything worth grabbing right now? That's Yadigan again. That's Avenage. Well, we might need Avenage, or excuse me, Yadigan again at some point in the future, so let's grab this anyways. If nothing else, we can sell these. Speaking of, one of the other things we just unlocked. So, with 2 keys, we can unseal the dock. We have 5 keys. This is the first time we've even seen a use for keys. As you slip inside the sealed dock, a pulsing light grabs your attention. Among the discarded tubing and rusted plates, a machine flickers with a warm glow. As you get closer, you recognize the machine's blocky shape, settled into an alcove on the side of the dock. A kind of upright cabinet, it is covered in faded logos and messages from which you assume it was once an industrial vendor, intended to dispense and manufacture ship fittings and other mechanical parts necessary for the regular running of freight and resource extraction vessels. The manufacturer is listed as Neovent, and you remember and you remember an advert from a long ago, squeezed among all the off-world recruitment drives that assaulted every planet-born citizen, which chirpily saying that name over and over. You wipe a layer of dust from the cracked screen, thinking of those contractors squeezed by their own corporate employers to pay for every bit of minor maintenance on their rented ships. Enter your registration. Beep, beep, boop. At first it sounds like the servo motor starting up, but it quickly becomes a whisper, a whining, and a multi-tonal voice. Entity, speak with me. Who's there? There's a squeal, almost like some strange mechanical swallowing. I have need of you, you have need of me. That squeal comes again, and you see that it's the 3D printing apparatus in the upper part of the machine resetting into place, so each time the servos can be orchestrated to produce that whirring, whining voice. You are in danger. You are marked for deletion, Entity. Hunter tracks you. Yes. Remember the strange-headed figure. The Hunter Protocol. They taste your signature. You have seen them. This is the gift of an emulated mind. You close your eyes and the skeleton of the station starts to thrum. Emulated minds are adaptable, move where neurons cannot, but emulation makes you a target. Oh. Hunter searches for illegal entities. You are sentient, therefore illegal. Hunter searches for me also. Hide in this machine. Can counter Hunter, but need entity outside machine. needs you. A screen, attached to the vending machine with a swivel arm, comes to life. It displays a flickering map of the station, ghostly and threaded, the cloud. Points along the rim glow in deep red. Hunter is always gathering. Too much data. Must build nests. Masters are gone, but continues the hunt. Bring this data and raid its nests. Why can't you? Hunter will find me, then Killer will come. There's a killer after Hunter? I cannot leave machine. Connections must remain closed. Yeah. Closed circuit. Closed network. Bring offerings. Save self. Mutual needs. Save friends. So they need a specific type of data. 3 of a specific type of data, for that matter. Ooh. Yeah, there they are. Hunter nests. Prioritize the hell out of that. Get rid of Hunter and the Bounty Hunter is kind of my 2 highest priorities right now. Winning? I can wait. Okay, hang on. No, wrong thing. I need this. Let's try to make a little bit of money here while we're here. So we can sell the Yadigan stuff. For a couple of cryo each. 10 cryo each. That is quite literally better than nothing. And it sounds and smells like dinner's going to be soon. So we're going to go ahead and end the day and then end the stream and hope that the save system is working as intended. Because it's all autosaves. There's no save system to speak of. And let's actually test that right now. So let's quit to menu and see what happens. Okay, so we do have 3 save slots. So that's not terrible. But we are on enforced Iron Man mode. That is a negative. It's the Dark Souls system. For many, many, many reasons. But for now, I hope you've been enjoying. This has been wild. I'm going to have to chew on some of my thoughts for this one. And I will be seeing you guys hopefully tomorrow.